All right, Hidden Heavens Campaign 6, Session 18. Da-da-da-da. All right, is everyone ready? You got snacks, everything you need?
Our coffee, I am
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
Good to go. Maybe. Yeah.
Excellent. Am I going to be the one on camera? Now I'm nervous.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
God damn it.
I will join you.
I look
Person.
dead. I look as dead as I feel. There we go.
I was about to say, poor Zero, you look sick. I was
I
like, it's okay, it's
am.
okay. I'm hugging you.
I'm dying.
All right. Whoops. Okay. All right, let me get the thing ready. We'll start off with the author recap. Then we'll have Jevin do his recap, which I love, and then we will go into the intro scenario for you guys today. Um, Hopefully we'll get to the poker game if you guys would like to play it. Though you may have reasons not to, because it may not be that levity kind of game. All right. My job. Let me get ready to paste the author recap. Now, do you guys want me to do the same thing with the intro?
Same thing in
As
what
in
regard?
post the text of the intro instead of just having you listen to it?
If you could.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be good to read through along.
All right, fair enough. Here we go.
The world seems to slow as you approach. Running headlong down the stairs, you can't help but stop abruptly in awe
Whoa,
and
whoa, whoa,
terror.
whoa, 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 whoa. What
A
about the recap?
horrible beast lies before you.
Wrong one! Whoopsie daisy!
All to the
Forget
rescue.
everything you heard.
Alright. I know what I need to do. Okay.
It's because he doesn't get his royalties unless the DM plays it.
Exactly.
Alright.
I haven't
Okay.
gotten any to begin with, so I got some questions I need answered.
A lot had happened, the author knew, written again as tight as sinew. Trauma, behold, the place beyond and before, sucked through a hole, trapped beyond a door. An arm came back, stuck through out of malice, severed in two places, here and in the palace. A woman, tall and strong, possessed by something greater, and for too long. Catacombs, treasures, a violin of measure, a meeting between yourselves, fires set forever. Eyes looked upon Auburn waves, destiny is held now and in the past in that dank cave. Secrets abound in that small adventure, while others fought the night, another found his mentor. Darkness whispers, darkness creeps, darkness always watches while you sleep. Water is everywhere, from the south to the north. It swirls around, for you are in the eye of the sword. It is time to blink, time to weep, for the rivers shall run red, and your knees shall be weak. It is not pleasant, this much is true, but remember again what I have written. Offerings to a pew. Go to them, the author writes, sit and concentrate, and hear the people's plights. This is a message directly from me to you. I know you are listening. For the sake of us all, go to the pew.
maybe going forward, I need to have you play it through Theobot for me because I didn't hear any of the cool echoing effects I did at the end.
I heard some.
Mm.
I didn't hear it until the very end when I
only
heard
heard
that
it at the
last bit,
very,
and
very
then I
end.
was like, ugh.
All the effort. It's wasted. By the way, Donson, you know that thing you said you didn't have enough time to do?
Yeah,
I did it.
I know.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I sent it to you. Wow.
I
It
also
wasn't as
heard it
dramatic
because you
reveal as
misplayed
I
it.
thought. All right. All right. Here we go.
A lot had happened, this the author knew, written again as
Recap
my
tight as
God.
sinew.
Let's go.
Trauma, behold, the place
Oh my
beyond
God.
and before,
Payment.
sucked through.
All right. Hold on. Let's try this. Let's try this again and again. There we go.
Functioning as intended.
I don't want to hear
as
it.
intended.
The world seems to
There we
slow as you approach. Running headlong down the stairs, you can't help but stop abruptly in awe and terror. A horrible beast lies before you. Huge spirals of flame erupt from its molten face like horns made of fire. Its outstretched arms are unnaturally long, with darker flames crusting the end like sharp talons. Its mouth is the worst bit. Like a living furnace, it laughs with an eldritch delight and abject cruelty. Its legs curved backwards as it slightly turns to face you. You can almost make out hooves in the two bright flames. Everywhere it steps, it leaves burning marks. Everywhere it walks, it leaves ruin and death. It seems so unconcerned about your presence, it might as well mock you. It takes a bow, the flames that make up its head sizzling the air as it moves. It chuckles deep, sinister, and delighted. It looks upon the members of your party wielding weapons and holds up a hand, as if to hold you at bay.
One moment.
It speaks, now formed more intensely. Its voice sounds like steam sizzling in a campfire. It looks slightly down and to the right, smiles, then continues.
Have no worry, my poor little host. This time I will let you watch.
And with a snap of his too long and too sharp fingernails, you can see the light behind his ember eyes soften, and it holds true terror behind it, while a true terror is in control. Behind him are three adventurers, all of them helpless, lay tied together by invisible bonds, screaming, being burned alive. You can smell the rich, putrid smell of burning flesh and hair. And with a cruel smile, it laughs. A small flickering of shadows lurking within the coals.
Now let us begin.
And with a motion, he makes a half fist, and Arca suddenly rises into the air, paralyzed. Her face is determined, right until the very end. And with a crushing motion, she bursts into red flames, screaming for the eternity of several seconds it took to die. And as quickly as she was lifted, she's dropped, discarded, like something worthless. Her limp body lies broken and burned, the entirety of her skin and eyes melted away. Even now, her brief pain screams haunt your soul. He forms a sharp hand made of flames and pierces it into her chest, pulling out a pulsing blue gem, half of a heart, seared perfectly. It seems to still beat into his hand. Burned blood begins to flake off his fingers in clumps as if her remains mattered little. He looks at you, surveying the party, and grins.
Who's next?
All right. So we can continue from where we left off, or we can have Jevin do his recap.
I'm good.
I'm pretty sure with either. If Jevin doesn't want to do it, that's totally G.
That's
There was a recap that was posted. I think maybe as long as everyone's read it, we're probably on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
We'll crash course through it. I read it, but we'll see.
Okay. So, you guys, I will say this. Jevin is currently screaming no while the bag is exhaling treasure into the hole to seal it. And coming back from her walk, I will say, trying to think of the timeline. When did we say that one-on-one happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think we said specifically.
Okay. We can have Zerwa come from the front door.
Okay,
Community style, walking in, seeing everything on fire.
checked out.
Yeah. First, we will go to Jevin.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Screaming no.
Okay. After a few long minutes, you see like kind of a sizzling air as the treasure exhaled from the bag starts covering up the hole. And you see below you the arm that is limp and slightly trying to move from the one that you severed with a spear.
Okay. That's creepy.
Do you have shoelaces?
Guess I've got leather boots, so probably not.
Got you. It moves its hand around and then it kind of like feels your boot.
All right. I will try to stomp it with my foot.
It stops.
All right.
The orc woman looks concernedly down at the stairs. Shouldn't we try to help them?
I'm kind of closing a hole in reality, so you can go if you want.
She nods and will run down the stairs. Okay. To Brayden, front and center.
So just to confirm, Brayden is just trying to remember last session. Arca left downstairs first. Brayden gave follow a couple of moments after he picked himself up and moved down. So he's probably down on the ground level with the thing. Okay. Is there many people within the guild hall at the moment?
Yeah, there's a decent amount. There's 3 adventurers currently being kind of like spit roasted vertically. And there are probably a few bodies here and there.
Okay. I think like maybe like, rounding the corner of the stairs, going down, taking a moment to see the side. I think Brayden's just gonna kind of like take a moment and maybe he sees Arca, maybe he doesn't. He'll kind of like draw in a deep breath and just kind of shout like, everyone out, just kind of shouting very, very loudly. And he'll look to his side. So he has the spear is still upstairs with Jevin. He has the non-magical glaive in his hand, and he's going to kind of start calling out like everyone out and seeing this thing approach. I assume towards the other adventurers. He's going to kind of like look around for a moment, and just kind of say like, "Oh, fuck," and he's just going to take a javelin, and just throw it at the back of this thing.
All right. Donson, make me a wisdom save.
15.
Okay.
Wait, save. That is shoot. Hang on. Everything's trying to pull it. That's actually a +3 to it instead of just the regular 5, so that's 18.
Excellent. That's good.
I just rolled a 10.
You see on the face of fire, suddenly the small head in the shape of Donson appears. And you see him looking around.
Yeah, I think I don't know if you want to do this like initiative kind of thing, but I got a couple things that I'll say, but I don't want to. Yeah, so
Gotcha,
Braden will.
gotcha.
Yeah, so
I
if
do
you want to go to
I
someone
do
else,
want you to roll
yeah.
the hit, by the way.
Only an 11. I have extra attack and a couple of javelins, or just do the one. It kind of depends if you want to do this in like. Braden's been
Braden's
fantasizing
like, hold on.
about hitting
Braden kinda
Uul for a while now.
You know, kind of like throws it and it kind of like lands in between. Like, hold on, you pull back, grab it, and you're like, okay, now.
I like to imagine he throws it. The first javelin just fucking disintegrates in the air. Second one, 18 to hit.
Okay. So it holds up a hand, and the javelin like would have impaled it, except something happens. It stops, and it just burns to ash.
I think Braden's gonna kind of look at it and just kind of thought that might fucking happen. He'll kind of take a few steps down the base of the stairs, just kind of gesturing to everyone, like doing the whole flick, like get the fuck out of here.
Okay, got you. Zerwa, you walk in the door as people are running out, screaming for their lives.
I mean, the instinct is to also run out, right? But do I see? Would she be able to see that there are like her friends involved here?
Yes, it'd be immediately apparent. Everyone else is
Okay.
running, they're the ones staying.
Okay. Well, I guess in that case she's staying. So, have no idea what I'm doing. We'll just go for we'll test the water, see what happens with a ray of frost on it if it's in range.
Okay. Roll to hit.
19.
You hit it in the back with a ray of frost. Roll me
Okay.
damage.
11.
Okay. You hear a slight sizzling sound, and then the flames immediately come back.
Okay.
And it turns around. Roll me a wisdom save.
Oh, good. Always a good one. 7.
You are frightened.
Okay.
So, by the way, coming lazily down the stairs, behind you, Braden, you feel someone poke in the back of your head. Hey!
Kind of not a great time, bud. Kind of take a
Man,
few steps, like not wanting to lift his eyes off. Yeah.
It's fine. Look, here. Suddenly, a very drunk dwarf pushes this mug full of beer in your face. Drink it!
Braden's gonna kind of look at him for a moment, look at the elemental, and he's just gonna kind of shake his head, and you'll just get the fuck out of here, and he'll just swipe it and just
It'll
yeah, as
help!
quick as he can, as quick as he can.
So do you like, what do you do? Knock it on the ground?
No, as in I'll grab it, and I think like this is looking pretty grim. I think Braden's kind of headspace is probably like, like we're probably not gonna get out of this if there's something on fire in front of him. May as well have a last drink, and he'll probably just like not so much to his lips, but just more so like to his face and anything else.
Okay. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 20.
Fail.
Oh, alright. So, let's see. You have become enormously drunk. While under this effect, your strength. By the way, the name of this beer is called the Brew of the Drunken Master. if that gives you an idea what's going on. So, let's see. Upon failing, you become enormously drunk for 1 hour. While under this effect, your strength and dexterity are 26 each. For the next 10 minutes, you cannot recognize friend from foe. You fall into a blind rage with a barbarian feature of the same name and attack the nearest creature in front of you. If it is an ally, you may make a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw. On a success, a stupor ends and you are simply drunk. On a failure, you attack as if it is an enemy. Unarmed attacks will in this stupor receive an additional +5 to hit bonus, as you have an advantage on those attacks. Upon hitting a target, you must immediately roll to hit again, dealing damage like normal. This continues until you miss. Upon the effect ending, either by magical means or running out of time, you suffer 1d6 -1 levels of exhaustion.
Bro didn't give me a drink. He gave me a fucking meth pipe.
So how
Right.
does Braden react? Oh, by the way, here's a little bit of a lore bit of this. So this brew is not to be taken lightly, as hops, pops, and enough cane sugar to make one go insane. It also has a hint of magic and is infamous for starting extreme brawling in bars. For this reason, it's outlawed virtually everywhere. It is said to be grown in a far-off monastery by a former martial arts world champion.
I think Braden will like. I think like you just kind of just slam it. You know, not really thinking much of it at the time, just trying to have like a bit of like maybe a last drink or some probably liquid courage is a better word. And then I think like, you know, pupils dilate, doom music kicks in, and he'll just take the mug and just across the dwarf that gave it to him, probably, right? Like that has to maybe be the action.
All right. Okay. So Zerwa, you see Braden starting to go insane. What do you do?
Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, I think that the priority still seems to be this like terrifying fire creature, right? Does she get the impression that the Ray of Frost didn't do anything at all?
Um, it did something, but it just was very small.
Okay. Sorry. Guys, I haven't played this game in like 3 weeks. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
That's fine.
Bear with me. I'm going to be totally lost, apparently, the answer.
Okay.
Well, I'll try. Let's try a first level Witch Bolt and see if the different damage type helps. I don't know. She doesn't have like that much to think through in a moment of panic, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll just go for that.
Roll it.
Okay. 16.
It whizzes past his head.
Okay.
He starts to blink more. Donson, wisdom save.
Oh, that should have been with disadvantage too, but it's fine.
That is a 10. Rolled a 2. That was almost as bad as it gets.
Well, it wasn't in that one. At least there's that. And you hear the creature say, "Oh no. A little bit more time, I think." And Donson's head is like sticking slightly out of the body. And you can actually see him look around and talk.
So he seems like conscious.
Yeah, his face is like just sticking. It's almost, think of like there's like a sheet and your head is poking through it.
In that case, Donson would probably call out something like, "You damnable creature! I'll kill you for this!" Or something like that. Like he is not happy that he is being brought into this like this.
Yeah. So he's gonna be like, "You'll try." And as the orc lady arrives on the scene, and he is going to point at her and snap, and she bursts into flame. All right. At this point, I feel like we shall. I can't have you roll initiative, but there's only like there's only like 2 people in this scene, really. You can just take turns.
I'm okay with that.
All right. Brayden, go.
So I have to hit the closest thing, you said, right?
In front of you.
What is the closest thing in front of me at the moment?
Probably Mr. I set everyone on fire.
Okay. Brayden. Oh. Brayden's gonna take a deep breath and put his hand down to his pouch, and he's gonna grab something, his fist wrapped around it. And he's gonna bring it up, and he's gonna kind of take a few like shaky steps towards the thing, and it's so fucking dumb. He's gonna like whisper into his hand, and he's gonna kind of say, "This is gonna hurt, but he's gonna like hiccup. I promise you're gonna come back." And he's gonna throw the bird statue at the thing.
What? The fuck? Okay.
Brayden has spent his divine points earlier to bond it with Greater Fine Steed, so Brayden knows he can get it back. He knows he can save this thing. This is kind of like a bit of like a distraction thing. He's kind of thinking. My plan prior to this was to have the bird in the room and just trying to swoop people out of the way and like get them out. My thought process is with a drink, I'm gonna take that initial plan of using a bird and just kind of skew it in a dumb way because like that kind of makes sense to me. Like that was the last thing I was thinking of, and I'm in a haze. I'm gonna think the same thing, but do something not right with it. As kind of my thought process to it. So that was Brayden's plan was to use the bird. I think now that plus rage, she's gonna use the bird angrily. So yeah, I don't know how you want to do that or what you want to do anything with it, but he's just gonna toss it.
All right. Let me.
I can do something else if you don't want to.
No,
Like
it's
it's a
fine.
weird one. It's not really like a mechanical thing for it. Just
Okay.
I choose you, Charizard. Fucking.
Okay. Let me pull up enough d6s. You launch the statue, and in the middle of the air, right before him, he's about to just sidestep it, and all of a sudden, it turns into a 500-pound bird, and it crashes into him.
Fly fast, die fast. It's the
Dealing 16 damage. And let's see. He falls prone. Donson, wisdom save with advantage.
Well, that first one was another 2. This next one is a 9 plus 8, 17.
All right. Donson, you open your eyes, and there's a giant fucking bird on you.
Mm-hmm.
The bird gets up and looks at Brayden like, "What the fuck, man?"
with like Fine Steed / Greater Fine Steed, there's like a telepathic bond, and if I would imagine if there's like a rage, the bird would probably be hearing all of that as well. So I imagine it just freaking the fuck out, like Brayden's freaking the fuck out, about to freak the fuck out. That's kind of like my process and thought to it, but yeah. I what I was going with, you can tell me otherwise if not. I was gonna like throw that as an attack and then extra attack stab at it. If I got a close distance or
Okay.
I'm kind of leaving this more in your court because it feels like very like the
thing is,
intoxication thing.
basically,
yeah.
it's supposed to be where you're unarmed attacking.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So you could totally be like above his head, about ready to bash his head in, while he's under the bird, and then suddenly he blinks and he's him again. You know, and
As
so
in
that
the,
at this
like,
point you
yeah.
can make a wisdom save.
Don't have very good wisdom.
Oh shit, I forgot that.
Oh, 7.
Okay,
So close.
I'm sorry, Donson.
Mm-hmm.
Roll to hit. What is your AC, Donson?
Not very high. 12.
I'm just gonna roll my 7 plus 8. 26.
That is higher than that number, yes.
And it's just unarmed, 1
Unarmed.
damage plus strength.
Yes.
And you
remember,
said
your
the
strength is 26.
26?
Yeah.
14.
Okay. So your strength is now 26 for temporarily. And
Yep.
So roll damage.
14. If it's just unarmed, it should be 1 plus strength modifier.
Oh
So
my
26
God, that's
modifies
disgusting.
13. So just 14, flat 14.
How the fuck do you have... Wait. What?
The modifier is minus 10 divided by 2. 26 minus... Oh, actually, no. Wait. No.
You're unarmed. You don't get that.
I'm just... No. Don't you add the strength modifier to unarmed damage?
Yeah.
26.
I didn't think it'd be 14.
Oh,
No,
no.
it'd
It'll
be-
be 9. It'll be 9. 9.
Okay. I was about to say, I was like, I didn't know how you... Alright. So, you punch Johnson, and he wakes up. And roll to hit again.
23.
Punch him again.
9.
Roll a wisdom
It's
save.
all... a 23. Not 20.
You get it. You like punch him in the face a couple of times. You're like, oh, wait a minute. He doesn't look as evil. All right. Now roll me a d6.
5.
Okay. We take 4 levels of exhaustion, and the effect ends. You were just a
How
bit
much
drunk and really hungry.
How much damage did I take?
4.
18.
Only 18? Wow.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse.
Now, that was not a lot of health. I'm still at 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like, so is the like elemental gone? Is it just Donson's body now?
Yep.
Yeah, I think Brayden has his kind of fists, and he'll kind of like deviate a punch and kind of hit the ground with it, and then he'll kind of just like a bit drunkenly kind of just like collapse on top of Donson in a hug and just kind of wrap his arms around him, and it would just kind of give you a hug.
I feel like the whole time Donson was just like, Brayden, damn it, it's me. I got control of it. Stop, or it's gonna come out again. Stop.
La 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 la. Yeah.
By the way, the 3 adventurers behind them that were being like literally almost pan-fried, they fell on their ass, and they just have some hot feet. But they're like, what the fuck happened?
Okay, but they're alive and conscious.
Yeah, they're standing up, and they're
Oh.
all like kind of lopsided, and they're like, what the fuck happened? And they look around and said, do we do this shit?
Donson is going to like push Brayden off of him to the side. And,
There's
like,
no
sit up.
resistance. 4 levels of
And-
exhaustion's not good. I just straight over.
And he is going to start going to all of the people who he thinks is still alive, if I can do like a general medicine check,
Okay, roll it.
and start using all of his spell slots and all of his HP to cure wounds. This is going to hurt a lot. I need to know how many there are, so what's my bonus for this? Keep clicking off of it.
There are 13 people on
medicine.
death's door.
19.
There are 13 people on death's door.
Now I gotta figure out how much this is. Okay, so for spells, for cure wounds, I have 2 first level cure wounds. Easy enough. That's some of them already done. For the remaining amount, cure wounds is a first level spell. So this is going to be 5 HP. Damn, for each one. And you said there was how many?
13.
13, so 11 that I gotta do. So that's 55. Donson is nearly dead with 5 HP remaining, making sure everyone is alive.
You reach the orc lady, but she's not breathing.
Okay, well then she wouldn't have been one of the people that he went to go and heal.
Okay. What? Okay, Jevin. So the hole's finished plugging up. What is your character doing?
All right, so I will grab the flame spear and I will run downstairs.
You run downstairs and you see the aftermath of what appears to be a small ecological disaster. Half the tables are broken or burned. Um, there's a lot of like small smoldering fires here and there. There's a lot of like bodies being laid up against the floor. Quite a few casualties, unfortunately. Um, Let me roll. Okay, there are also 13 dead people. 13 bodies, 13 dead, 13 wounded. So about like 25 people are seriously injured or dead. And one of them is the Oracle when they are on the stairs. And no matter how fast you run, the spear doesn't seem to stop burning, and it doesn't seem to be actually using up that material.
That sounds interesting. All right, well, I will approach the orc lady. What's her name, by the way?
She has a name. Give me 1 second. It's so funny because she's just been called the Orc Lady for so long, I literally forgot her name.
Yeah, she'll always be orc lady to me.
Or just not people who work on me, I guess. Let's see.
Okay, well, anyways, it's okay. Might as well just I'll approach her and see if she's still alive.
She is El Dedo.
Okay. So in that case, I will look around, see if there's anybody that's still alive that needs help.
There are quite a few people. One of them is Donson. He's looking on death's door almost. His skin is very pale. He's got his flames aren't as bright, if that makes sense. And he's like has a little bit of struggle breathing.
Well, this is where I get to use my divine healing action. So for an action, I can use up to my proficiency level's worth of hit die until the next long rest. So this is a d12. And I have a +3, so I get to heal for 3d12. It's 4, 7, 11. Well, that just freaking ran across my entire room. Damn. 10, so 20, 21 healing. And I am going to say this is like the fires, although they're kind of sputtering and crackling like they're about to go out, instead of them being red, they kind of color shift toward white and flicker with life, and that is him healing.
Gotcha. I did not find her name. Her name is Garla. Now, I don't know what it was. I had it somewhere. Apparently not in my notes. That's what I get for having multiple note pages.
Yeah, if she's dead, I guess it doesn't matter.
Rip. All right. What do you guys do?
I think once everything has kind of died down, Sarah's gonna kind of go up to Donson and like put a hand on his arm as this healing happens. And she's gonna awkwardly, cluelessly cast Cure Wounds as well.
Perfect.
You're gonna get a grand total of 5 healing out of that. And just be like, what the fuck happened here?
When you ask that, as it's happening, Donson is gonna like properly thank you, but when you say that, his hands are gonna go into his face and he's just gonna go, too much.
Are you okay? Like That's a dumb question, but
I will survive. Unfortunately, another 13 are dead because of. There's like 13 actual dead people, right?
Yep. And Jevin, what are you doing with that spear?
It's not mine, so I'm just holding it.
Donson will follow that up with, I couldn't hold it back. I couldn't keep them or Noah safe.
I'm sorry. Um, I know I don't have the full story, but I'm sorry.
He will go, because of me, we've lost one of our own and another is gone. I don't know what happened to Noah, but, and he's gonna look at his hands. I killed Arca.
She's not gonna leave, but not gonna say anything.
Does he still have like that half of a heart thing?
Yep. It feels like it has a slight magnetic pull.
Well, I can guess where that's gonna go, but I'm giving everyone a chance to step up first.
Just to confirm, did you say 4 or 5? I rolled a 5 on a d6. Was it 4 or 5 levels of exhaustion? 4.
It's because it
Okay.
was 5 minus 1. I can do math. Yeah.
Cool.
Not
Okay.
quite at that store, so.
Yeah, I think Bowden's gonna kind of like shuffle back a little bit, propping his back up against like a table turned over or a wall, and the bird will kind of make his way over, kind of lower his head, and Braden will just kind of put his hand on his beak and kind of give him a scratch, and then just kind of give him an apologetic kind of shrug. He says, maybe next time we'll go down a bit easier. And kind of just give him a scratch. And probably realizing the bird indoors probably isn't a good idea. We'll probably just like gesture, and like turn his palm like upright as if to kind of not take up all this space because probably isn't helping. I imagine while the conversation's going on, Braden's just been kind of like just moving himself back. My speed is like 10 feet right now. I imagine the birds like walking around just stomping out any fires or something, or like blowing the wings on some fires, just trying to like get everything out. And then
Yeah, it's blowing between its beak and realizes it doesn't have lips, and so it's not working so great.
like with the wings. But yeah, that works too. It's just walking over like mouth breathing on the fires. Let's go, bird. But yeah, I think that's what Braden's doing.
All right. What are you doing, Jevin?
I guess I'm going to be helping people around the room.
Gotcha. All right. So it's taken a little bit, but now the room's in a less like panic states with no open fires. Pretty much all the people that have been healed are no longer at death's door. They're still usually kind of hurt, but they're not like in danger of imminent death.
Uh, it doesn't really matter that much, but I imagine that after all of that, Donson no longer has like his hat or his scarf or like the pelts that he was wearing over his shoulders. All of his bandages have probably been burnt away, so it's just pants and then torso. So he is like covered in like burn marks and scars and like patches of skin that look like burning coals. And he is probably going to like it's the first time that you see him without his scarf on entirely. So it is just like mangled crags of molten rock. And he is uh, probably going to eventually at some point go to one of the dead adventurers and like take a hat or something that they're wearing in order to help cover his face, and then he's gonna start uh he'll like walk outside, and there'll be a giant plume of like this pitch black tar smoke, and then he eventually turns to steam, and then comes back inside and he starts helping everyone away and starts getting everything together.
Um, I think Braden's probably on the opposite side of the room to this. With some side effects of the exhaustion, movement speed's hella hit. So I think he's gonna kind of after like a minute or so kind of pick himself up using the glaive. It probably like is a cardinal martial sin to use a weapon like a walking stick like that. Like probably like not going to do well for the durability of it. And he'll make his way towards the stairs, towards the orc lady who I assume is on the stairs. And he's just going to kind of like drop the glaive and kind of fall down to his knees and kind of bring his hands together and rub them. And he's going to kind of look up and he's going to kind of say, sometimes we might pray for some assistance, but I think I'm kind of past praying. I'm just gonna fucking do it myself. And he's gonna draw a deep breath. And I want to use some of the divinity points to try and cast Revivify as a spell that the paladins have access to, but is a
Okay.
higher level than what Braden has at the moment.
All right. Let's see.
Just let me
do
know what I need to
reference
roll for it.
rules.
Yeah, if you can.
All right. You can learn to cast, but currently don't know. Your class will save eventually. DC is 10.
It's just a
And
flat
any
d20.
additional points you spend, add a +1 to the roll.
I will spend 2 points. 2
Okay.
points.
Is Revivify, isn't that the one that's like you gotta get it within a minute?
Within a minute, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
I mean,
I'll kind of leave this if it's I'll kind of leave this up to you.
I mean, if that's something you would be planning on doing, then I mean that's fine to me. By me, it's not like it's 10 rounds in combat or something.
Okay. So flat d20. Oh, 9.
You have +2.
No, isn't 7 plus 2 is
Oh
9.
no!
Yeah. So Braden's gonna kind of like put his hands, on the charred shoulders of the orc, and kind of like let out this exhale, and kind of like peek one eye open, and he's just gonna kind of like slump down a little bit.
So it would probably be at this point that Donson like sees that happen, and he's gonna stop what he's doing and walk over and probably ask Braden, how do I want to say this? It is, I guess you're trying to tap into something a little extra then.
Well, I think you tapped into something a little extra. I'm just trying to level the playing field.
He'll I guess you'll kind of see like the edges of a smile coming over like whatever he's using to cover his face, and then he'll be like, I was wanting to save this in case something happened to one of you. I don't think it'll work for Arca if I have this. And he's gonna like hold the half of the crystal heart, and he'll look at the orc lady and be like, but I can at least help her. And he will use his clan staff, and he is going to like tap it on the ground 3 times and use one of its charges of reincarnate.
All right. Magic suffuses her, and you can kind of see her like skin split, and kind of like burn away, and a new figure is resembling there. And this is really fucking funny because I rolled her a gnome.
Amazing.
Hmm.
Same energy, honestly.
She gets up, she blinks, she says, "When did you grow so tall?"
I think Braden's gonna kind of look up to Donson, back to the gnome, back to Donson. He's just gonna kind of like forcing a bit of a smile to make light of the situation. He's just gonna kind of say, "I see why you were saving it for one of us."
It's not like I
He'll-
can control it. And then I'll look to her and I'll be like, "You've been reincarnated."
She looks down, looks at her hands. "Oh no!" She looks up. "I'm short."
All I can do is bring you back to life. You're gonna have to figure out the rest.
"Would you do it
Consider
again?"
No.
Oh,
Consider this my penance for being the one that killed you.
oh, well, okay. He's gonna start trying to fit her very large clothing on her small body.
I think, yeah. As the gnome kind of goes about her gnome business, I think Braden's gonna kind of look to Donson, kind of slowly rising up to his feet again. And he'll kind of, he says, "Are you okay?"
When you ask him if he's okay, he's probably gonna not look in your direction and say, "I will survive as I've done this far. I have a
Oh,
purpose. I'll see it to the end before any."
Braden just kind of nods. He says, is there anything I can do to help?"
He's probably going to he'll like point up the stairs and say, "You can rest. I don't have any use for a god who's tired."
Careful, Donson. I interpret that as you calling me useful. We'll kind of look towards you and kind of like again, like as he's done many times in the past, kind of very weakly this time, like kind of clap on the shoulder, and he'll kind of look towards you, a bit more of a serious expression, and he says, I don't think any of us really knew what to do. I don't know if now's the right time to talk about it. What should we do if it comes back?
You know as much as I. Once it's gained control, it stays until it leaves. It's not something we're equipped to handle at this moment. All I can do is my best to keep it away.
Sometimes you can hear people shouldering a heavy burden, but I guess sometimes until you see it, you don't really realize how heavy it is. There's really a lot that I can do, but you know, if I can't help, I'm told I got pretty strong shoulders. Just yeah.
I think when you call what he has a heavy burden, he'll probably like reach out for your shoulder this time and go, "Compared to yours and the others, this is nothing." There's an entire reality at stake. All we can do is be better.
Just kind of gives a wordless kind of nod and kind of understanding. Well, we can rest soon. Yeah, let's see what we can do down here.
He'll like push you toward the stairs and go, "You can rest."
By the way, in the corner, after the bird was done, like, blowing out fires, it found, like, a small basket of eggs, and it's currently sitting on them. I love Zero's face right there. She was just like, bird.
Agreeing to get on camera
Animal.
was such a fucking mistake.
I
Love
disagree.
it.
I enjoy it.
It's so stupid. I can't keep shit off my face ever.
Yeah.
Awful.
I mean, it has to be pretty obvious
It's
when
that
you
poker
understand
game.
emotions.
It's that poker game, yeah. Yeah, I think, Braden will kind of look towards you and just kind of nod, and he'll take a few kind of paces, but kind of opt to kind of sit down the stairs, just kind of being in the room in the vicinity with the other people, but not going up. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So at this point, it's been a couple of hours. You know, everything is pretty calmed down. People are starting to come back, and now some guards are around trying to figure out what the fuck happened.
I think this whole time, Zero's kind of been just like helping up the people who have been hurt but healed. She'll probably like use her other cure wounds on somebody random, that kind of thing, and sort of I think deliberately try not to listen to this conversation between Brayden and Donson, because like she just came in here and like witnessed ridiculousness with no warning, and
After having a rough day.
there's not emotional space for it, I guess. So I think she's kind of trying to stay busy, and not really like deliberately not pay attention to the rest of the group for a little bit.
Love it.
All right. So at this point, what would Jevin be doing?
Helping people. I guess that's where we're still in the end. We're still dealing with that. We're still, the guards are here, so not much going on. Just helping.
Okay. So one of the guard comes up with like a little notepad out, and now so he looks to Brayden, and he's like, "Any idea what the fuck happened here?"
Braden kind of draws in a breath and goes to start speaking. Exhaustion's bad. I was reading the effect of it. So Braden thinks about explaining something, and then just kind of like closes his mouth and just kind of gestures to Javon. And he's just going to Jevin, apologies, and he's just going to kind of say he'll give you a more accurate rundown.
I was upstairs and heard a commotion and came downstairs and found the place as it is now, as you see it.
Do you have any idea who might be responsible?
I did not see what happened. I'm sorry to say, officer.
Okay. Well,
As I said, I was upstairs.
Were you asleep? How did you not hear when they're screaming?
I believe there was some screaming, yes, but when I started hearing the screaming, I decided it was probably best not to come downstairs right away.
Well, a man with decent survival instincts. Noted. From what I understand, it was pretty hairy down here for a little bit. He's gonna go over to someone tending one of the bodies, and he's gonna tap on Donson's shoulder. He's gonna say, "Excuse me, sir. Do you have any idea what happened here? I'm getting confused reports." Donson?
I was muted. Curses. But he's going to like look down at his hands again and then like grip and release them a couple of times before he like stands up from where he was getting some of the
Hey.
people together. He's here. And
Hi.
he's not looking at the officer. He'll go, flame elemental passed through here.
Oh, that would
A
explain the
terrible
fire.
thing.
How the hell did it get
The-
inside of here? Who summoned it?
It was an accident gone wrong, I suppose.
Oh, okay.
Thankfully, the what's the name of the orc captain? Like, what's her actual name?
I have that right
Because Donson
here.
would know it.
Garla.
Thankfully, Garla and the team. What is the name of our adventuring group? Is now my next question. What did we decide?
Is it Lightbringers or Torchbearers or something along those lines?
Bringers.
Dawnbringers.
Correct.
I only know that
Dawnbringers.
because it's right there in my notes because the last two are empty.
Dawnbringers. He'll go the adventuring group Dawnbringers, and the orc captain Garlak was able to subdue it, although Garlak unfortunately died during it. Her body is, and he'll point at it where it's been like sat aside and prepared, because I don't think reincarnation gets rid of the old body.
Good question. I kind
I
of played it
believe
as
it.
in like her body was hewn from the old one.
Okay, well then he'll point to a pile of ash.
Ah. In the corner, a gnome says sarcastically, "I got better." You get the sensation that her becoming a gnome might be a problem. She is much more whimsical now.
That is a problem for Jevin and Noah, not I.
um, so the guard will say, "All right, well, thank you for this information. I'm gonna have to figure out who the hell summoned it. Maybe Garlock knows where it is."
Good luck
And,
figuring it out. I'm as curious as you are.
yes. Well, hold on. You look familiar. Do I? Let's see. You look really familiar. Seen your face
He'll
before.
go. I'm part of the Dawnbringers. They're
Okay.
druid.
Yeah.
And then he'll turn his face to go back to the bodies, and he'll go, once you figure it out, go. He won't say that. He'll go, you should go tend to the others. I'm taking care of the dead bodies.
He kind of just like does this motion of like it's gonna, or he's trying to remember something and it's like annoying him. And he kind of walks off and starts talking to some commoners. And at the table, Garlack is currently whispering, kind of like motioning to Jevin, and it's like, "Hey, come here."
Jevin will approach.
She looks at you and says, "So this is gonna be a problem?"
I have questions.
She looks at you. I didn't choose to become a gnome. She kind of like flexes her muscles that are now non-existent, and she says, "These are much smaller than I'm used to."
I can imagine this is going to be a big change for you.
I'm not a big fan. Want to go to the gym?
There's a gym in town?
Yes. It's out in the yard.
How are you going to resume your duties as captain?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to file so many paperwork. Fortunately, I know things only I should know. She continues to drink, and she's gonna say, "Honestly," she burps, "I don't know what I'm gonna tell people." She sighs and says, "Honestly, I'm thinking of retiring."
The life of adventuring has called to me for many years and still does.
Very well. And she will down her ale completely, and then kind of like more fall than jump off her chair. You get the sense of her alcohol tolerance isn't as high as it used to be. And she will kind of like wander off to her room.
If you'll allow me the liberty of having Zero kind of hear that part of the conversation,
Yep.
I think she'll kind of follow a little bit and try to stop Garlic and say, maybe not the best time for this question. If you retire, what happens if there are 2 empty captain positions?
She looks at you and say, "Well, I reckon if it's an emergency, they'll hold a tournament."
And if it's not an emergency, will things just keep running?
We'll find her place with some other guilds. Up and comers from other regions. Other guild chapters, I mean, of course. Other companies from other regions and things like that. Of course, now we're down 2 captains, which is a problem. And this one's supposed to be she burps, the main branch.
Hmm.
She looks
Sorry
at
to bother
you.
you.
Do you have any idea how hard it's going to be to find clothes that fit?
That's... I'm sorry.
She's going to say, "I swear, if all the options I have available and you have butterflies, I'm not going to have it."
Could always make your own.
True. But I'm not a seamstress. I tried using a needle once. It didn't go very well. Well, I did try to use it to stab somebody. Maybe that's why.
Well, if you're retiring, you got plenty of time to learn, right?
Yes.
There you go.
Besides, she burps, I'm sure Sebastian will take me back. She wanders up the stairs.
Yeah, she's gonna walk away.
I love dude, I love it. It's so good.
No, I hate it. I hate it. Don't look at me.
All right, Noah, what are you doing?
Trying to figure out what's going on. And I think that's exactly what Noah's doing because he's very disoriented being back here. He's probably still trying to grasp if this is actually happening or if he's dreaming or exactly what's happening, kind of quiet, observing, a little disoriented in the corner.
Yeah, you come back. Arca's dead. Is dead. Garlac, the orc one, she was killed and then reincarnated. About 13 other people got injured and dead. So there's 26. You know, guess 28, like 15 casualties technically. 13 injuries.
And Noah saw all this happen?
Would come down, yeah, pretty much during like. That's really up to you, I'd say.
Okay. I would say then, yeah, I probably saw at least enough of it to know that shit is going on. So, seeing as things are kind of calming down again, Noah will walk up to probably the 2 he vaguely remembers most, which would be Brayden and Zerawa. And he would walk over to them, like, what exactly is happening? How did I get here?
How did you get here? Where have you been?
I mean, I've home, if you can call it that. It's been a long time. It all just kept happening over and over. Can you just like pinch me or something real quick?
Yeah, she'll kind of like lightly slap your face.
Okay, a bit more than a pinch.
Noah, roll me a dexterity save.
Oh,
Okay, let me get my D&D Beyond up real quick. Sorry.
That's fine.
Dexterity save is 19 or 21. Sorry.
Okay, so from behind Zerwa, you see from the shadows a massive dog that's about 3 feet taller than she is, and it just takes two massive paws and sets them on your shoulders and brings you to the ground and kind of just stays on your chest, wagging its tail slightly.
You know, I think normally this would make me think this is a dream, but this time this might convince me this is real.
It seems pretty normal, right?
It feels
It sniffs your
yeah.
head and it says, "You okay?"
I don't remember it being able to speak. Is this new?
no, you're really not okay. What?
I mean, I'm sorry. It's been
The
a
dog
while.
looks at
Yes.
the dog looks at Zero. All dogs can speak, mistress.
Okay, cool. Do you know what happened to him?
The dog sniffs. The dog continues to sniff. Noah. You're older. What happened?
Uh, well, I went home, and it's like at first nothing changed from how I remembered it, but every night these things would come, and they would kill everybody.
You
And
hear a huge, deep growling.
is this coming from Soul Forger?
Yep.
Do you know what these things?
He looks down. Bad.
I'd never seen them until that all started. They reminded me most of the thing that we talked to, that shadow thing. What was it again?
You say things, not people. What were they?
Like they were like shadowy hands, right? Or like what? Can you give me a better
They were
description?
shadows in the forms of like soldiers who would
Okay.
systematically slaughter the entire town.
Okay. Yeah.
And Soulforger will kind of like his face being at like chest level will kind of like scoot along the ground to Zera and kind of like motion her to come close.
She'll kneel down next to the both of them.
And he whispers in her ear, "They're bad dogs." And he looks kind of scared.
Bad dogs.
He whines.
I
Are
don't.
What do you mean dogs? Are you saying they're like you?
He nods.
So you're something like those things. You can
His
tell Noah's
tail
probably
goes between his legs.
Noah's reaching a little for his dagger, but not pulling it out at the time or at the moment. Kind of hovering it around the hilt.
I'm good, dog.
Okay. As far as I can remember, that seems true.
It's. I mean, it's
I don't know.
true. You're talking about things that you don't remember. How fucking long has this been? Been gone for like 2 days.
2 days. I mean, the first few days I didn't keep track, but I started tallying every morning. I started counting, but after a while, I lost track again. Last one I remember was 3,438.
Eh?
Where is it? Completely out of character. Where is Jevon while this is happening?
Sorry, I was AFK there for a second.
All good. Yeah. So where is Jevon at the? I think what Braden wants to try and do is see if he can like find Jevon and like signal him over.
Okay.
they're
I
within,
guess you
if they're
signal
within
me over
sight.
and I come over.
Yeah, I think Braden's gonna look to Jevon and look to the others, just with the whole party here. He's gonna look towards Noah, kind of, like a bit of like horror across his face, and he'll kind of just say, "It only just happened, Noah. Um, we were upstairs in the room with Jevon, and that shadow thing came. We fought it off. Had the body of the orc. We fought it off, and then it turned to you, and it just phased away and took you with it. And then a couple minutes later, you were back.
I mean,
Does that
yeah,
ring any bells?
yeah. I remember bits and pieces, but it's like a memory from when you were a kid. Like you don't really remember the whole thing. I definitely it definitely hasn't been 2 days for me.
Okay. Braden looks a bit kind of stumped for words. Just says, I don't know what you went through. Um, you're back here now. I can have a go at slapping you if you wanna find out for yourself. But
Actually, if you wouldn't mind, could I get everyone's name again? I think I remember most of you, but there are a couple names that are a bit hazy.
kind of gives you a nod and a smile. Yeah, bud. I'm Braden. Braden Cantor. Braden.
Yeah. Okay.
From Whitehedge over in Ashland.
All right.
Big guy with a stick. I'm just gonna gives you a smile.
I do think that probably what I remember most, honestly.
Yeah, if it works, it works.
He'll look to Zerwa.
She'll kind of like work on coaxing the dog off of you and like offer a hand.
He will attempt to stay put,
No, buddy, please let him up.
but he wags his tail.
It's gonna
He's
be
better
alright.
this way, mistress.
I
He
don't
looks
see how
down,
that's
kind
true,
of
but
slobbering, and says, "Aren't you?" He's looking at Noah.
Oh, sorry. What? Sorry. I thought he was talking to
The dog's still
Zerwa.
on top of you, and he's like, "He's better this way." He looks down. "Aren't you?"
Better this way?
Yes.
duck under the dog.
Oh. I suppose.
That's what I thought. He lays his head on yours.
Thanks, bud. You're kind of heavy.
Just retroactively, one thing as well. Sorry, I for some reason I thought Donson was with us. I just realized he wasn't. When Braden would try to call over Jeff, and he'd try and see if he can spot Donson, we try and call him over as well, just so the gang's all together. My bad. Apologies.
Where's Donson, right?
He's here.
See? Okay.
He's had a bad day as well.
I think Donson is a little bit too preoccupied in getting like everything together, like stacking the bodies outside and like getting them prepared for whatever ritual he typically does in a moment like this. And if someone is calling him over, unless they're like super persistent about it, he's just gonna like wave back. He's like zoned in on what he's doing in order to like not think about what just happened. So
He's the angry, sad mistress.
Yeah.
He looks down at Noah again. "You're the sad.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it.
He wags his
But-
tail. "Do you feel better?"
I'm not sure yet.
More time. He lays on you.
What exactly is happening right now? A lot happened when I came back. I'm kind of lost still. Is everything good? What are we doing what. Fill me in.
Okay. Open your mind, the dog says.
Okay.
And he boops you with his nose. And you see everything from his perspective at his height in Shadow of Zerua. Is that better?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, some of that I remember. That definitely helps fill in the gaps.
You also begin to realize how much he travels around looking for food. He seems unusually able to blend into shadows.
I don't think I would, but if I would have any food in my pocket for whatever reason, I would just pull some out and give it to him on top of me.
Thank you. You are graceful.
Yeah, he seemed to be.
You also remember him eavesdropping on a cook complaining about all the missing sausages.
Sounds about right. Don't worry about it. I won't let you out.
The exact phrasing was, "What the fuck? It's like a wolfhound went through here." Quote.
If only it were that small.
I think Braden's gonna turn towards Noah, and he's gonna kind of say, I hate to ask, but do you know your name?"
Yeah. Noah. Did I not know my name?
I just trying to wrap my head around it.
Yeah. I mean, I think same here.
Mistress, he still seems unwell.
Yeah, I know.
The girl?
I don't like the dots that are connecting with that.
What do you mean?
Give me a second. And she's gonna kneel directly and like make Soul Forger just look straight at her. Are you suggesting Belinda could help him?
He looks down and starts to whine a little bit. Yes, mistress.
But that's not fair.
He looks up. For a shade, life is never fair.
Wait. Is she like you too?
He whines. She isn't whole. She smells empty.
But she could fix whatever's happened here. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, mistress. He looks down and kind of like mutters under his breath. She's done it before.
Of course she has. There has to be another way first.
Of course, mistress. We shall look. He will just kind of move his head to the side a little bit and lean in close to Noah. His eye looking directly in Noah's eye, and he'll say, "We will look very hard."
Okay. What exactly is wrong with me?
Look up.
Okay, I look up.
Look down.
Okay.
Left.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm guessing right. Yeah.
I don't say anything. He looks up. It's not in the eyes, mistress.
Well, yeah, this isn't. I don't know.
I'm a dog, not a doctor.
I know. I'm just saying, with all the shit that's happened, I don't think it's all in his head. But I don't know. You can't heal whatever happened there. spell can't just undo that.
Maybe if I had thumbs, mistress.
Sure.
He starts wagging his tail. Anything that's possible with thumbs.
I wish that were true. Yeah, she'll kind of just like give him a little pet and
Thank you. I am very comfortable.
no, can you breathe? Hunter.
Breathing is optional.
It's a little difficult, but yeah, for the most part.
Are you okay?
Sure.
I'll take that as a no. Buddy, can you get off him, please?
No. Okay.
Yeah.
He like reluctantly gets up.
Noah will kind of hesitate on the floor for probably another second, even after the dog gets up. Then
He
he'll
looks at
stand
you
up.
longingly.
The dog does?
Yes.
Okay. And he'll meet glances with the dog real quick, and then he'll kind of hold his stomach and look around. Does anybody have some food? Orange maybe?
He the dog kind of looks to his left and then sees a fresh apple pie on the table. He
That's a
starts
start.
to walk over to it.
Thanks, bud. Guess we're
Take it for
looking out
himself.
for each other with the food now.
Take it for himself.
He begins to eat the pie.
God damn it. My favorite part of this is the implication that this room has been completely wrecked, except there's just a table with a fresh
Yeah.
apple
one,
pie.
one immaculate pie in the corner.
It's got a really good
He-
crust on it,
he-
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He leaves like one chunk of pie left and then brings it to you. It is covered in slobber, but he means well.
Thanks, but returning the favor, I guess.
Yes. Eat. It's delicious.
Okay. And I'll pull my dagger out and I'll cut off parts, the most slobbery parts before trying to eat around the less slobbery parts.
He eats the slobbery parts immediately. You're very
Thought-
generous.
Thought you'd want to finish those, I guess.
Yes, they tasted delicious.
And you can see Noah, like with the crust, is kind of playing with it a little bit, kind of like trying to peel the crust layer off, like the fruit filling a little bit, and eating it, but also kind of playing with his food in a nonchalant manner.
Uh-oh. Mistress.
Mm.
He starts to burp. I feel weird.
Go outside. Do that, please.
I feel like I need a scratching post, mistress.
I don't have that for you.
He leans down and suddenly stretches like a cat.
Okay.
I feel he burps and he becomes slightly smaller. Strange, mistress.
I don't know. Was there something wrong with the fucking food? What do you eat enough random shit that you don't know? I'm really surprised this hasn't happened before. What can I do?
Do I feel anything weird?
No, because you haven't eaten it.
No, I've been slowly eating it while
Oh.
also playing with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
constant.
I have been. Flip a coin. 17.
Okay, you succeed.
Okay.
You see Soul Forger's tail becomes much smaller and longer. And now he has whiskers. Mistress. Mistress!
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
feel weird.
This
I don't
feels
like it.
familiar.
You look weird.
Has something like this happened before? Pies
Not
and cats?
not quite like this. There is a cat. Well, you really don't remember anything. There's a cat, but it's not like this.
Get the animal person. mistress. I'm scared. He's so smaller.
Yeah. Hey, you're gonna be fine. I
Pick me up,
think.
mistress.
Okay. She'll try.
He weighs 400 pounds.
She'll try.
So you just kind of like grab his top and he kind of just like walks
Yeah.
like this. I'm
Yep.
not liking this, mistress.
Well, he's getting smaller, right? It'll get easier
Yeah.
soon.
Somehow he's not becoming lighter though.
Oh, buddy. There's not. Are you? Do you feel like unwell? Are you sick? Are you hurt? What is? Is it just changing? I don't. You can change shape, right? I mean, you could hide in shadows. This should be something you can do. It's not.
I don't like it. Meow.
I don't have anything I can do.
So you, Johnson, you see Zero come out holding like this strange-looking cat with a dog snout, and it looks very worried.
Oh, my fucking dog. Oh my god. Help someone?
He would see it, and then he would be like, "She's got it."
I don't got it.
The dog cat yells, "Help! Druid, please!" I'm not a cat person.
Listen, Johnson, I don't know what you got. I can't do anything. Something's wrong.
He starts to throw up. I ate some bad pie.
I will walk over to him and can I cast Identify on him?
Sure.
If you touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Polymorph.
Looks like that pie is a little rigged.
Rigged how? Is this hurting him?
It shouldn't, from what I understand. It's polymorphing him.
He's now fully a cat. He starts
Does
wagging
that
his tail.
mean?
This feels strange, mistress.
I know.
It shouldn't be permanent, I don't think. But you're gonna have to be a cat for a little while, bud.
I have an urge to be really high up.
That's just all it is. It just turned him into a cat for a little while, and it's gonna go back.
He attempts to jump on Zero's shoulder.
Nope. She's gonna try to dodge it.
Deck save.
The one thing I can roll, maybe. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
I know.
What did you get?
4.
You try to dodge it, and suddenly a very heavy cat is now like climbing onto your hair, and it's now realigning.
Oh my gosh. On the hair? That's brutal.
No.
Yeah. Then he like kind of realizes you have a perfect roosting spot on one of your horns,
Nope.
and he's just up there. This is very nice, mistress.
I guess it's better than last
I'm
time.
tall again.
Yeah. Listen, you're gonna be fine. Noah says you're gonna be fine.
I think. I'm not exactly sure.
Nope, don't even say.
Okay,
You're gonna be
yeah,
fine.
no, he'll be fine.
Oh. Will you keep eating food that you find? Just find? Or have you learned a lesson today?
What lesson, mistress? It was delicious.
Yeah. Okay. Not surprised at all.
Also, mistress, do you know that purple woman?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah?
Uh-oh. She's flying
What
my
do you...
mistress. I think she's.
Wait,
I
what?
think she noticed.
Hold on. Who?
Woman. Breadstick. No, what's not breadstick? It's a stick you use on floor.
But she's purple
Yes,
and not me.
correct. Yes, mistress. What is breadstick you use on floor?
No, you're the one who finds food everywhere.
It's made of fetching material.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. What am I looking for?
Woman, flying. Oh, she's
Flying.
gone.
I guess she'll gotta like go and try to look outside anyway. With the -1 perception.
Roll it.
Yeah. Ha, 2.
You see a teeny tiny black dot in the distance.
Hey, that's better than what I expected out of a 2. Take it.
She's riding a breadstick.
Okay. I think that you're a little messed up right now, and I think that you should rest and wait this out. Then in a little bit you'll be back to normal and everything will be fine.
I don't know if that. Oh, hold on. I don't feel so. I don't feel so. And he just starts to like. You hear the sound of a fur ball. Mistress, this doesn't feel good.
Yeah, that's normal. That's a cat thing.
Cats are gross.
That's a shame. Maybe you shouldn't eat random food you find.
You keep bringing that up, mistress.
Yep.
Everyone gives me random food. Everyone is nice to me.
Uh-huh. Clearly the case.
I've never had a table betray me before.
Well, there's a first time for everything, isn't there?
You just keep trying to hammer it home. All right. So Donson finishes up his rituals. Pretty much everything's prepared. The only thing he hasn't done is actually starting the bonfire.
Mm-hmm.
I think at some point, if it's possible to dislodge the now cat, Sarah would go back to Noah. Are you? Do you want to stay with us?
I'm still not entirely sure what's going on right now.
I mean, everything's been a shit show. Like, I'll give you that. But we got just now feeling like there's some sort of purpose or somewhere to go. But that was really that long ago for you.
Yeah. The thing is, the main thing I remember from all of this is that wherever I was, which I think was home, is where I think we were supposed to go at some point anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still trying to figure out what's happening. Just
where is home for you, Noah?
Torre to the north.
Is this some place you want to go back to?
Originally, that was difficult to answer, but now I think I'd say yes.
It just kind of nods at the answer.
Roll me perception, Braden. And you too, Zero.
Always with the perception.
Yup.
13.
9.
Okay. Suddenly, Noah, there is a cat on your shoulder looking into your eye. Look forward.
Okay,
Look right.
we're doing this again. Fine.
Yes. See that? Zerwa, you see a small, teeny, tiny black vein pulsing and moving around like a snake
In his eye.
I knew I smelled it,
Okay.
mistress. The nose never lies.
Well, what is it?
I don't.
I don't know. I just knows.
I don't see anything. Brayden's gonna kind of say, like, tilting his head a bit to the side.
She'll point it out.
He's just gonna kind of like tilt his head a little bit, kind of perplexed and a bit confused at the sight of it. Maybe we should talk to someone about this.
I mean, sure, if something seems wrong, I can't really see what you're all saying, but
Yeah, I
uh,
don't know. I thought it
I
wouldn't be
I've
physical, but go
a
ahead.
bit of a question, more for Soul Forger, since you seem to know a bit about what those things were.
Yeah, hold on. And he
Come
spits
on,
out a furball. There we go. I can smell clearly now.
I will invisible mage hand to pick it up and throw it away.
Thank you. You are a graceful. You are a grateful minion. That seemed weird.
So, what do you know of redemption?
His tail starts to swish left and right. Dangerous.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got, but do you know anything about him? What he's after, what he wants?
One might know his brother.
Who's that?
You don't like him.
Well, I don't know that until I know who he is.
He's going to kind of like lean down and then be like, he's turned darkness into gold.
He turns darkness into gold?
Doesn't feel good though.
I guess I'm not really sure what you mean by that.
Shadows are cozy. There's more food in shadows.
Not sure if I agree with that, but
Have you seen how many sausages are in shadows? But I can't. He kind of like leans down and looks to be concentrating, and then he just stops. I can't. Mistress, how do I become a shadow again?
I would guess that it would be after whatever this is wears off.
Oh, when would that be? Roll me a con save, Noah.
con save? Okay.
Yep.
23.
You manage to. You feel a sudden rise in weight on your shoulder.
Okay.
And you definitely get out from under a now 500-pound dog. There we go, mistress. I feel better.
Uh-huh. And we've learned nothing.
I want more
You gotta
pie.
understand, you're a lot heavier than you look. Please be careful.
He looks at you offended. I'm all fluff. I'm big boned.
Bones are heavy, buddy. It's all right.
Those are some dense bones.
bones.
Yeah, you
Ooh,
can dodge again.
bones. Bones, mistress. Bones, bones, bones. As a
Yeah.
skeleton walks in through the door.
I vaguely remember a talking skeleton. Was that with you guys? Can't remember.
Good fucking question.
That was a fair while ago. Brayden is just gonna kind of look at the skeleton, no kind of reaction or anything from him.
Mistress, can I have the bones?
Later.
Aw.
What is happening?
A skeleton has walked in wearing a black robe, and he bears a letter.
Right. To
Ooh.
be fair, that was the what is happening was an in character question.
Oh, got you.
I'm completely monotone right now because I can't breathe through my nose. So there is no difference between slight voice things.
Where does it look like the skeleton's going? Like who is he giving this letter to?
He's talking to the barman.
Okay.
Who is the barman at the, like, is this just a random person, by the way?
Yeah,
Just
it's
somebody new.
it's a goblin, actually.
Okay.
There is Soulforger is currently trying to sneak up behind the skeleton.
Can I stop him? I don't.
Animal handling.
Fuck. I should have taken that proficiency that I was thinking about. 8.
He sneaks up and steals a pinky and runs off to you triumphantly.
Okay.
The skeleton's
That's
like, hey, what the fuck?
I'm sorry. I can't control him.
The pinky is wriggling in his mouth. It moves, mistress.
Yeah, but it's because it belongs to somebody.
Oh. When I see
Put it
bones,
back.
okay, fine. Can I have another bone? A bigger one?
Not from him.
The skeleton yells. Every damn time. Always someone's fucking dog. No respect anymore. This isn't very humorous.
Fuck off. I hate it.
First.
And Soulforger reluctantly puts the bone down and it flies onto his finger. There we go. Got feeling back in my pinky.
Yeah, sorry. I have questions. I'm not even going to ask them. Just sorry about him.
Yeah, I forgive you. He looks to the bartender and says, "Can I get a drink?" The bartender looks at him and says, "I'll get a mop." And he goes to the back to get a mop. Oh, look, mistress, a breadstick.
Yeah. I want to clarify that I understood the entire time.
Yeah.
I feel like you were waiting for a moment of revelation that wasn't
No,
going to come.
no. It was just a joke. And so the skeleton will take the drink and will walk outside the bar drinking, leaving a mess.
Yeah, there's a lot here looking at Noah that still doesn't exactly feel normal to us either, I guess. So
Soulforger begins to lap up the beer.
I'll just let him.
It tastes like liquid bread, mistress.
Yep,
Delicious.
it does.
And the skeleton walks past a bonfire with a bunch of bodies burning on it, ritualistically.
I think Brayden's going to kind of stand up and probably just look to the individuals around the little spot where we are. Kind of like maybe gesture outside if we can see Donson. Like, is there like a window or something, or just a giant hole in the building that we can see him prepare everything outside? If so, I think Brayden will say, I think maybe we should see if he's all right as well, and then maybe together, and you can look over to Jevon. We can have a little bit of a sit down and figure out what it is exactly we want to do, whether it be going back home and you'll look towards Noah up north, or whoever else is on the cards for us.
I have one loose end I need to take care of before we leave.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a little bit of time as well. I lose 1 point of exhaustion a day. I got half a week to get through. I think Brayden is just going to kind of say, he'll say, yeah, all right. I think maybe after the events of today, this is a little bit eye-opening. I don't think it's safe for wherever the hell we decide to stay.
So the goblin will motion over to Donson, and he says, he kind of motions over to you, and he's offering you a drink, and he whispers, "On the house,"
To who, sorry?
and he said to Brayden.
I think after the last drink, I think Brayden's not going to take anything. I think he'll kind of look at the goblin, just kind of raise his hand, and he'll say, "I think I'm pretty good for the day, mate. Thank you."
Trust me, it's better than hair the dog. He looks at the dog meaningfully.
I'll take it under consideration. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just takes a few steps away, having considered.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
I know out of
notice
character
he
probably makes a lot of sense,
he
but yeah.
grabs a literal hair of the dog and puts it on there, and it starts to
Gross.
sparkle slightly.
The hair, sorry, or the drink?
He grabs a hair of like Soulforge's hair and puts it in a drink, and the drink starts to sparkle.
Yeah, Brayden's gonna kind of look at it like a kind of peering over his shoulder, heading out to Donson, and just kind of, that's a neat party trick.
Well, up to you. Better than 5 days in bed.
Yeah, I kind of have a bit of an unspoken rule: don't drink anything living, or don't drink anything glowing.
Usually good rules, but really, it's my thanks. I saw everything.
This is the same goblin that like roofied the other member of the party, right? Like, I'm pretty sure like Brayden's probably seen the guy around.
Yeah,
I think
he's
no, like
definitely a bit shifty.
yeah, no,
He'll
I
say,
don't think
he'll
Brayden
say,
would.
look, I sent you a certain beverage via dwarf, and let's just say you proved an adequate vessel for its abilities. So at the very least, I'd like to undo the damage.
Brayden's just gonna kind of say, look, just give me a little bit to think it over, yeah. We got a
All
couple
right,
of things
I'll
to
have it
take
at the
care
end of the counter. Hope no one runs off with it. He says
of.
at the
He
end of the counter.
just kind of gives him a salute.
Yeah. And he says, you wouldn't want to buy a magic mace, would you?
Magic what?
Mace.
Brayden kind of shakes his head.
It's a
Says,
mace of pain. And when you hit it with it, screams in agony.
Mm. I'll yeah, I'll keep that one in mind. Yeah.
Yeah. He puts the mace behind the counter. Never leave home without it.
Yeah, we're gonna just give him a nod and then continue on the way. Cursed goblin.
Okay. So, what is Noah doing?
I'm probably just. I mean, still. I finished the pie or whatever I was eating. I'm kind of just watching, observing, listening. I'm following the lead. It seemed like we were going to go talk and discuss things,
Okay.
so he was kind of waiting to follow up on that.
All right. Donson, what is your character doing? You have finished building the pyre.
As the pyre is burning, I feel like, although he is not a pious man, after everything that has occurred, he is probably going to follow the other like clerics that he would have gathered as a part of this back to whatever temple they go to. So that way he could like in a non-believer sense ask for forgiveness from the local religion, basically. Like pay
Gotcha.
respects for the things that he's done.
As you enter the church, you hear a voice. This is a message directly from me to you. I know you were listening. For the sake of us all, go to the pew.
He'll probably like look around and be like, what the hell? He's alone, and it does not sound like the elemental, right?
Yeah,
Nothing
you
like
hear
it.
the elemental say, "Wait, who's on this line?"
And he will probably say out loud, I guess it's already ahead of. And he will make his way to whatever looks like a pew.
Okay.
So have we just let him leave?
And so, I mean, if you guys, yeah, I mean, you guys would see him leaving.
I think the intent was to try and get out there. Well, kind of what we got up, but I guess kind of depends on timelines and timings. That
Yeah.
that would be the intent.
Okay. So, you sit down at the pew, and you feel like a sense of calm wash over you. What do you do?
He would probably start monologuing. Like, he is not too familiar with this region's practices, but he recognizes that what has occurred is a tragedy, and he wants to seek a way to I'm trying to think of the words. He is trying to find a way to redeem the actions that he has caused.
Okay. Um, so, Zerwa, there happens to be a window kind of near you.
Mm-hmm.
And so during the process of everything that's going on, you take a look to the left, and in the center of the, like way above the harbor, kind of like held together by ropes and by like wood, is above the harbor. There is like a huge ceremonial brazier, and that ceremonial brazier is only ever lit when a petition is granted. And you kind of just look over to the left, and you notice it spark into flame.
Okay. What's the context for like a petition being granted? What would that?
A very big deal. It's
Okay.
basically saying that the god of the region has determined it necessary to intervene.
Okay.
It's typically only ever lit when a massive tribute has been granted of the millennial type, like once every 100 years.
Okay. We'd already kind of established in that
It hasn't
text
happened
roleplay that
yet.
that's
Yeah.
on its way.
Hmm.
So this is like big and unusual.
Yep.
I think she'd kind of like try to get Brayden's attention specifically and point out the window and So we talked at that temple about the big fucking turtle.
Big fucking turtle.
Big fucking turtle. That up there, that means he's done something, granted something. It seems like it's not even related to the stuff they're setting up, but that's unusual. As if anything happening here is usual.
So what are you saying? You think the turtle's done something already?
I mean, like I said, I was never big on the worship and lore and that kind of thing, but it seems like some kind of blessing's been given, or probably not even relevant to us, I guess, but it's
It would
weird.
sound
Everything's weird.
yes, everything's weird, everything's normal. I feel like if if a giant turtle gave a blessing, surely people on the streets would know about it, right? Like I'm sure someone will tell us something soon. Guess we'll just keep our ears open for it. What you're saying
Yeah.
is that it shouldn't have given a blessing already. Is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Be, I don't know, days from now, if they were just starting to set up, or
maybe he's feeling generous. Big turtle, big heart.
God with some kind of generosity. That's new.
Mm.
Donson, at the pew, you feel an overwhelming sense of calm. Something you only remember since before the ritual. And I will send you the effect.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Giant turtle, wild shape entering the repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like on your neck, a visible, almost like scar, but it seems to be like a shimmer from water of the holy symbol of the turtle would appear.
Mm. Right. I guess he would end it with saying, "Thank you."
You
And then I
hear
don't know.
something almost in the distance, but not close. You feel like you could hear it if you concentrate.
Mm-hmm. He will concentrate.
Alright, give me a few moments while I pull this up. Being sick sucks, y'all. Low key. I know Zero. I know
I bet.
Zero knows that. Um, bestow upon me wisdom and guidance to survive the flame. Bestow upon me wisdom and guidance to do. No. Bestow upon us wisdom and guidance to survive the flame. Heal my wounds so that I might proclaim thy fame.
Repeat all of that.
Bestow upon me wisdom and guidance to survive the flame. Heal my wounds so that I might proclaim thy fame.
I suppose. I guess Donson would kind of think, it. I don't know, because I guess like it's not around him, so he would first imagine going to use like cure wounds or whatever, but it's not nearby, so it wouldn't work. So he would kind of think,
You see an image of an old man with a gut wound and a young woman praying over his body.
he would probably audibly go, "What the hell?"
She looks up, all of a sudden shocked. Looks around.
You you can't hear me. No, that was a coincidence.
She looks up and says, "My lord!"
Ah, shit.
What have I done to displease you?
No, I did not. That's on me. he This is like a very awkward moment for Donson, because he was not expecting this to be like his job. This was like everyone else's job.
She looks very confused. How may I please you, my lord?
It's not me that you need to please, but if I can help, I will.
She looks down at the old man. She says, "Oh, okay, that's good." And she's gonna place her hands on his body and say, "Let me be your hands."
He'll go, "Let's see what we can do then." And then he will, I guess, cast Cure Wounds as one would.
Her hands glow. And the man's
Of
wound
these 5
seals.
HP. 6.
You do not expend a spell slot.
It was not a spell slot. I don't have any more.
Okay.
That's HP that I'm taking out now.
Oh my god. Okay, so in that sense, below her hands start to glow, and blood almost seems to drop from where she's holding it above him, and it's dropping from his hands and landing on the body and burning away. And where it lands and burns, the wound starts disappearing.
Hmm. It seems to be working then.
Thank you. I'll be sure to heal the others as well.
When she says that, he's gonna be like, "How many more are there?"
Oh, it should be easy for you. You are a mighty being, of course. Only a couple hundred.
Son of a bitch. What happened?
A tidal wave. Massive displacement. Some strange force along the currents. I don't know why. The city of the Lords doesn't treat us very fairly, you see. So we moved out here, along the coast. And in this village we thought life was pleasant. And then, unfortunately, some giant... I don't know how to describe it. What is... She looks down in the dirt, and she kind of just draws, like, a large, like, half triangle almost, but makes many, many circles in it. It looks like that. It came and slammed the water. And it whispered a name. And I can't get it out of my head.
What was the name?
Bora.
Insert Bora screaming here. I don't feel like doing it right now. Anyway. I will, because Donson knows of Bora. He read about it in one of the books in the library. He will go. He'll go. What is the name of your town? I will do my best to send people to help.
1 second. I will pull that up. Hmm.
In the meantime, he will follow that up with, but know that I am not as mighty a being as you believe. Not many people have faith in I.
The little village of Fishley.
Little village officially. Okay.
Yep.
And so he will basically say, like, I am not as powerful as you think. Without the belief of many, my power is little. And you are all that's left. He's spouting what he thinks is bullshit just to make her happy. And to not die.
I believe in you, my lord. All of us will pray to you. You shall be great. You shall be known throughout the desolate hills. The barren hills shall be yours.
Then I'll give you my name. Not the name that I go by, but mine. Remember it well. And he will give the woman his actual name.
I thought about like outing you real quick, of like the actual
Nope.
name, but she will repeat the name back to you and say, "The most glorious name ever."
Maybe one day.
All hail the martyr of the flames.
That's not creepy at all.
And you suddenly feel about 200 voices calling out, "All hail the martyr of the flames."
It is now getting to be very, very creepy for Donson, so he's gonna like step away from the pew in hopes that that stops it.
Somewhere out there, your woman says, "Are you there, my lord?" And does not hear a response.
God's work in mysterious ways. He is probably going to get the thought of, shit, they contacted the wrong one. I need to get the others. And start heading back to the tavern.
All right. It has been much later as everyone has gotten themselves together, and everyone's inside the room, like discussing some knickknacks and everything. And then Donson enters, looking a little bit worse for the wear.
What is everyone doing at this?
I think Brayden probably has like a glass of water and is probably just like sitting on one of the tables. Maybe we're around a table, maybe we're at the bar. Give it to the others.
I would think Noah would probably kind of just be trying to ask some questions to fill in more of the like the dog even the dog. Yeah.
Sorry, you're in
No, go for it.
Isabella's room,
Okay.
and she has like a whole, like almost like a conjoined room where it has a whole like dining area.
Oh, okay. Fancy. Yeah, so Noah's asking whoever's willing to fill him in. You can tell every now and then his hand reaches into his bag, and there's two separate shiftings in there.
Yeah, like I think Brayden's probably just having some chat. Maybe he'll kind of get up and kind of grumbly make his way over, try to give a hand, like lifting some tables back up, or maybe he'll like I imagine like some of the table legs are like not level or broken anymore, so he might like take a glaive to some chairs or something and like put some wood under them, just trying to like get it all like roughly put together so it at least works, the furniture. So just to confirm, Noah was in someone's room.
I think we're all in this room. It's just a
All in
big
the
room,
room?
dining room. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, in that case, I think Braden. Yeah, I think Braden's probably just gonna. Yeah, just probably answer some questions from Noah, ask a few things. I think Braden might approach Jevon at some point, and he'll just kind of say, "It seems like you have excellent timing, knowing when to drop into a group like this. It's probably what you expected, maybe." And yeah, I think Braden just probably have a couple conversations with people.
Okay.
I actually have one specific question. Is the spear still on fire?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's something that I think Brandon wants to have a conversation about. Specifically, more so keeping it in proximity of Donson and just like figuring out what's kind of up with that. But kind of amongst the time that's been away, have that kind of conversation or whatever. I have no idea where it ended up either. Braden left straight after Arca, so it was on the floor when he last saw it.
It's still there. You went and retrieved it. Put it that way, because it's been a minute.
Yeah.
You've noticed when you held it in your hand long enough, the fire started to suffuse and go away, and instead, like it's almost like there are tattoos of red and black flames on either side. And if you stop concentrating long enough, or you begin to understand that it's based on your mental state, is when you feel ready to fight, it ignites.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It is a
I got a
spear that
couple.
does 2d6 fire damage.
Sounds very scary.
Damn.
Okay. Make a note of that. Okay. And I think.
Oh, sorry, not d6, d4. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, good. I think. Yeah. I think Braden will kind of keep that in mind, and yeah. If anyone else wants to do anything, otherwise, when Johnson enters, I'll say something. But if anyone else wants to do anything,
Just in the realm of questions that are being asked and answered with Noah, I think at some point Z would ask, sorry, Noah, do you remember this room?
I mean, I don't know about this room specifically. No, I'm still trying to. I mean, remember a lot about you guys. If I'm being honest.
Okay, that's okay.
Is there a reason I should remember it?
Not right now. That's fine.
Okay.
And that's it. And then she'd just answer whatever questions she can as well. Can kind of generically uncomfortable to be here.
yeah, I think just for some context, the room means nothing to Braden because he wasn't here, but it will kind of just like raise an eyebrow at the question and just kind of it means something to him. Yeah. And then maybe after some time answering questions, if Thompson kind of appears, Braden might kind of peer over his shoulder towards him.
What's Jevon doing? Is he around?
I did ask a question to him. I think he might be AFK.
I think so too. Yeah.
All right. He is going to just kind of walk into the room, and try and he'll look to Noah, and then look away, and kind of like I can't really speak to him directly at the moment, so he just kind of looks to the general room and just goes, "Something has occurred that I think all three of you need to come and witness yourself."
Braden's gonna kind of look around the table to everyone else. Let's go see what it is. Yeah.
He'll follow that up with I believe I found the first step to your ascension.
Okay. I mean, that's what we're trying to do, right? So, yeah, I'll follow.
All right, let's see what this is all about. Maybe it's got something to do with the turtle. Braden will say, looking over the Zero with a kind of shrug.
Turtle.
By the way, Zero, you immediately recognize the holy symbol on his neck.
Oh, it's visible.
Mm-hmm. Because on his scarf, it burned away. Remember?
Yeah, he only
And
has like a like what is essentially a face mask to cover the bottom part of his face, made out
yeah,
of like a shirt or something like that.
in that
You
case,
got the Rona.
yeah, she'll kind of point and just be like, "So you don't know what that is then?"
He'll like tilt his head and then look down and he's like, "That's new. It would be connected to what
Mm-hmm.
I found."
You hear the voice of the elemental, but it seems very far away. And it says, I don't like this.
Just out loud, he goes, "Piss off."
Okay, damn.
Not you.
Well, I mean, if you don't
Her
know
hair
what
looks
the
ugly. You should tell her that.
I will
wow,
not.
wow, damn, Theo, the fuck.
It'll probably be a I will not. Her hair looks fine.
Who are you talking to? Whatever, it doesn't
He'll-
matter. That's the symbol of this turtle that they mentioned, right?
I must have got it while I was at the church.
Okay, so you went to a church here.
Yes.
That makes it make more sense. But yeah, you're carrying the symbol of the city's patron god now. Somehow.
All I did was ask for a way to find redemption. And then I got into a conversation with a girl in another country.
Interesting.
And then he'll go, it may be that how does he phrase it? It may be that in order to use your divinity, you have to be in a place of worship. It worked for me, so I would ask that you all go there now.
Not my idea of a fun evening.
I think at that, Donson is just gonna look at her and just be like, really? Nothing about this evening has been fun.
Me remembering Braden's fucking hella brew. That was a little fun for him, I think.
I don't even know if he remembers it, to be honest. Spend my little 10 feet of turn movement shuffling over across city. I'll dash 20 feet, full sprint. I think Braden's gonna kind of standing up from the chair, a little bit kind of shaky, and he'll kind of grab a glass of water and just kind of finish it and kind of put it down. He'll say, "Look, I think anything beats just kind of sitting around here doing nothing, right? I don't know about you, but I don't like to wallow. Besides, last time there was divinity involved, we could actually do something. I don't know about you, but I'm itching to do something, make a bit of a difference somewhere."
If we have a path forward, we should take it. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think Braden will kind of look over towards Noah and he'll just kind of give him a smile and says, It's only a couple of minutes, but definitely missed you, buddy. And yeah, he'll look towards Danson and kind of just give a nod. Show us the way.
The dog will poke his heads out of the shadows and be like, "You're very slow. Do you need help?"
I'm just taking in the view. We're not in a rush, right?
It is becoming dark.
That's when everything starts, don't you know?
Exactly, Mistress.
God, I hope not.
Please don't say it like that.
Not quite what I meant. Wait.
He will poke his nose at Brayden. You now have haste.
No. You know what happens when haste ends? I get a level of exhaustion. That puts me at 5. At 5 levels of exhaustion, my movement speed is 0. I'm a fucking vegetable. At 6, I just die. Yeah, all right. Well, I have a minute to make up for it. I think Brayden. Brayden has no way of knowing this in character, so I think Brayden's just gonna kind of like see the little input and kind of get a bit of a second wind, and he'll kind of, have a bit of like a spring to his step as he steps forward, and he goes, "All right, let's do it. Come on." And he'll take a few steps, and then a minute later. We got a minute. It's fine. Plenty of time. We'll
That's
start walking.
cruel.
To be
Yeah.
fair, it's not exhaustion.
All right, Danson, where are we going?
I forgot about the exhaustion.
Oh no.
The dog's like, "Don't worry, I can fix this."
So it's a wave
wait.
of lethargy. It's a wave of
No,
lethargy.
did they change that? It used to be exhaustion.
I think it was
I'm
3.5
I'm
at the time.
100. No, it was 5. 100% sure haste was. I'm googling this.
In
I
five-
just
It's
opened it up.
version.
It doesn't say exhaustion anymore.
In 5e, as long as I remember, it basically just when it ends, that next turn, you're like basically stunned or paralyzed if you can't do anything.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's just like lethargy, like all that extra speed is finally catching up to you.
I don't know why. I feel like at some point it did cause exhaustion. I feel like it did, like a couple of
Maybe
years
it-
ago. 'Cause I remember playing a sorcerer and like using it often. I feel like I remember it, but
I think in past editions or maybe in Pathfinder it does.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure what it was is that if you ended it early, you would get exhaustion, and then when it ends at its natural time, it was you got paralyzed for a round or something like that. It did at one, like 5e used to have haste, have exhaustion. That was a thing.
I'm 100% positive. It doesn't now, but I know for a fact at some point it definitely did.
Maybe it was an errata or something.
Sure.
More than
I feel like
likely.
if I pull out my old
Because I've noticed
PhD,
now it only allows one weapon attack on the attack action, which was like
I
I'm
think
pretty
they've
sure
definitely
was
errated it.
improved.
Yeah.
At least as far as I played it, and as far as the way I played it and how I remember it, it allowed you a full extra action, which means like a wave of extra attacks if need be. So maybe that was the change, is they made it so you can only make one extra attack and then no longer have exhaustion.
Yeah.
That
You used
really
to
nerfed
say it's an additional action.
It's definitely
Yeah,
received.
it says one weapon. Yeah, they definitely changed. Anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, good to
funny.
know. I
So funny.
think with the spring in his step, I think Brayden will kind of turn to Donson. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick. He will put his paw towards your mouth.
Who's?
Brayden.
Hey, bud. He kind of just put his hand on the paw.
No, stop. Trust me. And he like rubs his paw along your face. Just open your mouth.
If this is
You
like
know,
the
I've
bone, you need to
only-
leave people alone.
you know, I've only been drinking water, right?
All right. Now, look, this isn't gonna be comfortable for either of us, but swallow. You have a little bit of hair in your mouth.
If he sounds like he's being serious about it as a companion and not a goblin, Brayden will. Well, kind of just like they're very kind of confused, not really understanding what's going on.
Will he?
I mean, like if the dog is Yeah,
He's looking
I
at you,
think
wagging his tail and being very earnest.
if there's like some I think feeling what the snoot did like with some kind of charge, I think Braden would, but he'd be very like what's going on here with this. So just kind of like look at him and go, I just all right, just give me a sec, and he'll like he'll kind of try his best to do it.
How many hairs do you have in your mouth? Your choice.
I'll roll a d20.
Nat 20.
20. That's a lot.
11.
Gross.
Baker's dozen.
That would
Five.
kill
Okay.
me in real
Your
life.
exhaustion is cured.
I'm awake now, I guess.
And
that's
you
one
feel
way of doing
very
it.
energized. Uh-oh, that was too many hairs.
Yeah, Braden's now just gonna kind of cough, very reminiscent to the sound of the fur ball from the cat from earlier. Just kind of coughing a bit and struggling a bit, but after like a few moments, we kind of just look towards everyone, a bit of a confused look on his face. Let's just get out of here. Yeah, please.
Works for me.
You still have haste, by the way, so now you're like zooming.
I'm probably still only walking 30 feet. I'm probably like I can go faster. I'm probably only gonna just walk the normal, keeping
Just kind
pace
of
with
like
everyone.
nervous energy.
Sounds like some raw nervous energy. Yeah, I'll yeah. I think Braden will kind of just keep pace and yeah, just follow Donson.
All right. So I assume Zerwa and Noah are also following.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. You guys arrive at the church.
Does it have like Church of XYZ? Does it have like any? Is it like particularly well marked?
Much as it could be being made of broken chips. It does have the symbol of the turtle god burned into the hull.
So that would be recognizable to everybody having seen it on Donson now. Yeah.
Yep. And one of the priests is walking outside, sees Donson, and like sees the mark upon his like body, and then does like the turtle equivalent of like the Christian cross, and kind of like runs inside.
I don't know why Jensen acted like that. Can you tell me a little bit about what's going on with this turtle thing?
Me?
You're the only one that would be able to answer that, so yes.
I don't know that much. I mean, if we have a view of like the harbor, I'd point out the same thing above it and maybe explain a bit of that, but I don't think she'd have like a specific idea of like what has happened with like Donson's experience to get that symbol on him and stuff like that. So
But the priests are clearly like they're getting ready to scour the city to figure out what happened and why the beacon was lit.
okay. So it seems like they don't know either then. Sorry, were you going to say something?
No, I was just going,
Oh.
That's Donson for interesting.
I
Yeah.
see.
Or indeed.
So Donson, how? Sorry.
Nope, you're good. Go ahead.
I think as the kind of conversation kind of is like umming and ahhing, I think Braden's got to kind of interrupt a little bit and just kind of gesture towards the building, and he's going to turn to Donson and say, how'd you find this place?
This is the church that I've gone to lately to get the clerics to help with the burnings. Considering he's had to do it like 4 times since he's got here.
It's a lot of bodies. A lot of nickels.
Bada. Not as many dimes, though.
Okay, well, what exactly do we need to do here?
Go inside.
Okay, let's do just that. I'll start walking in.
Jensen will come up quickly to Donson, the priest, and will hand you a robe and look at you meaningfully. Put this on, he will say.
He'll like look at his body. He's not wearing anything except pants and then the face mask, and he'll take it and put it on.
It is a
Can you-
full frock with a hood.
He'll go, "Can you tell me why I need to put this on, Jensen?"
So that way no one else can see. Look
See
at me,
what?
smile and laugh while I'm talking to you. And he starts laughing.
Ha ha ha. Now why?
He says, they're scouring the city trying to find what happened. You don't want to be found. Rumor has it,
What?
the donors are pissed. Someone got the blessing before the tributes were done. Now the tributes are wasted.
I see.
This is the way they will look at it. Whether or not there will be another tribute, another blessing, we don't know. It's never happened before. A lot of people are going to be very upset with you.
Fair enough. I'll keep it on.
And the hood will cover that mark completely.
Okay. Although I imagine even with the hood up, it's not exactly like dark inside of the hood. There's still light and stuff.
Blessings of the turtle with you. I must go. And he leaves.
Thank you.
At the entrance to the church, look back to everyone. Well, are we going in or not?
Walking all the way over here. May as well see what it's about, right? Come on. Yeah, Brayden will just go to the door.
There is currently a small, what appears to be like a town meeting between a bunch of clergymen, it looks like. And they're all talking about what they're trying to do about the situation. But they don't notice you. Or if they do, they don't pay you any mind.
Okay. Do we hear anything of like note or import amongst their conversation?
Yes, they're complaining about a gift being received before the proper time. And the head priest is like, well, what the fuck do you want me to do about it?
I'll look back to Donson, the one who invited us over here. Do you know anything about that? 'Cause I'm assuming I didn't hear the conversation between him and Priest Boy.
Donson will go, "They really do not like the fact that someone got blessing."
One is
Which is
screaming,
apparently what this is.
We will, if need be, we'll cut off their head with the brand and put it on another body.
Ugh.
Okay.
They
So
really do not like the fact that I have.
yeah, no, I think I'm getting that part. Should we leave? Like what?
No, you will need to stay.
Okay,
As
well,
long as I'm covered, it'll be fine.
hey, you said there's something we need to do here, right? Well, what is it exactly?
Have they stepped inside the building yet?
Yes.
We're inside, yeah.
Everyone is inside.
And
and you'll hear them yell, well, it had to have been someone who visited the church recently.
Well, do they not hear the same thing that I did?
What do you mean?
Like the "this is a message from me to you" thing that Donson heard whenever he first walked in?
They hear it, sorry.
There we go.
Yeah. So they hear it, and then everyone else hears one of the priests yelling, but wouldn't it be someone who recently prayed at the church?
Oh, better make a choice.
Sounds like whatever we gotta do, we should probably do it fast. Yeah.
Another one says, "What do you mean? Hundreds of people pray every day. We'd never find out who it was."
I
And
like
another
that guy.
remarks,
He's
"Well,
smart.
everyone signs a book. We can figure out what time it was." And they kind of go on throughout the lines. And then Donson remembers he didn't sign the book.
Cheap. I'm safe.
If you're
He'll
sure.
like since he's the one in the priest garb, he'll like gesture everyone to like go past him quickly and just be like, pay no mind to the meeting. Like he's an official part of the clergy since he's wearing the
Yeah,
frock.
one of the clergy, Father Rogers. It's so good to see you. We haven't, you must be. You're the new priest from the other chapter, correct?
Yes.
What can you tell us about this heinous act?
I'm not sure. I've only just came in.
Ah, I understand. Would you please lead the clergyman in a prayer to understand why?
I would love to do so. Jensen. And then he'll like point over to Jensen and be like, I would request that you do it. I'm here to help these three who have just come in.
Jensen
It seems
will say,
they're family
"Absolutely."
members.
Jensen will say, "Absolutely, I will." And one of the head clergymen, "No, no, it's tradition. The new one does it." And then Jensen just kind of looks at you and says, kind of like you can kind of see him say the priest comparison of fuck.
Donson will just go, forgive me, I will do my best then.
Oh boy, we're about to get some turtle sacrilege. So Jensen will grab a goblet in the to represent the waters, and will come up to you for you to dip your hands in, and he's gonna get a little extra close, and I want you to roll me a performance.
Shit. Yeah, of course you want me to do one of the charisma rolls when my charisma is a 9.
Blessed be thy shell. Durable and protective.
The waters
Protecting my
come.
fragile body.
Well, that don't count. That went off the ground. Oh! 18.
Excellent. He is going to whisper to you the prayer, and it begins with "Blessed be thy shell."
Easy enough. So he's doing the prayer, and then I got a feeling like while he's doing it, he has like a hand over the holy symbol on his chest, and he's like, look, you got me through one thing. I need you to help me out here.
And then you hear a voice in your head that's different, and it booms. It gives you a slightly altered version of the prayer.
Okay.
Which one do you recite?
He's gonna do the. Ooh, he's gonna do the one that Jason. Ooh, this is bad. Why did you give me the option? How dare you? First off, before I make that option, why don't we cut back to the other three?
So you have more time to think about it, huh?
I assume it'd be 4 of us as well.
Yeah.
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 I mean, he hasn't talked in like an hour. I don't know what to do. As it is. But
Well, we can hand wave. I just assume that something like happened in real life, so
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
everything's okay.
Yeah. Hope it's
But we
alright.
can just assume that he's here in spirit.
Yep. All right. So this is kind of important, so we'll have to cut to you guys in a second. Donson, I need you to make a choice.
Oh my god. This entire conversation started because I wanted them to do their stuff.
I think we need you for our stuff, don't we?
Oh my god. No, you don't need me. You just need to go to
We're
the
all
queue.
behind Donson, right? At the moment.
Yes.
I'm like on the sideline. Yeah, we're on the sidelines watching him.
Yeah.
Brain's just like having this whole, this I don't know, love to hate relationship with fucking Donson. And I just imagine him just like enjoying his misery, but like in a friendly way.
So
Yeah.
Donson he did start off by saying, "Forgive me, this will be from one of the outer villages' prayers." And then he'll start and he'll go with the one that the booming voice is giving him, since that is from the turtle.
Okay.
Listen, I
Alright.
don't want to piss off a god.
Yeah, okay.
I'll do what it says.
You know what I'm gonna ask you, low or high?
You know my answer. Low. D100. 100.
I rolled a 5.
See, look, it works for me. It's always low.
I don't know what it is, dude. I'm always rolling extreme with this shit. Maybe I'm reading the dice wrong. I don't know, but feels like I always roll an extreme with it. And so the glow, the symbol beneath you glows, super, super bright, and travels along your body to end up on your chest, and it glows through your robe.
Okay, how is this good?
And you hear a booming voice coming from the symbol, and it says, "He is my voice."
Oh, great.
And now there are along the entire flock, as you say, so the blessings go into his flock. And smaller symbols now appear in all of their necks.
Perfect.
All right, so back to the other group.
Kind of funny how a god is now the speaker for another god that is the complete opposite element.
Yin and yang, baby.
Love to see it.
That's gonna 180 here soon.
So, Braden, what do you do?
I think like I don't really know. I think Braden's probably just like listening to the presentation, maybe just kind of standing, hands folded behind his back, just kind of like part of him is like actually listening to the words that Donson is saying and not just kind of writing it off. And like it's probably like a little bit of insight to it. I think he's probably going to look over to Noah, Javon, and Zero and kind of just like raise an eyebrow. I correct me if I'm wrong, but we haven't been told anything about the pew specifically, right? Or have I missed something?
As I've
I
said,
don't.
all the lore drops
Mhm.
appear to you in dreams, including the author recaps.
The other thing would
Okay.
be
Plus,
you said that we heard the same thing, right? So we would have heard that.
go to the
Yep.
pews. This is a
Yeah.
message from me to you.
Yeah.
I know you're listening. Go to the pews.
Yeah. No, I just want to confirm that. So like I think Braden's gonna kind of just look to the others and maybe just like move his head in a bit of like a signaling kind of motion. And yeah, he might kind of make his way over towards the pews.
Yeah, I'll follow.
You hear a voice. Take your throne.
Do we all hear the voice?
Yep. In each of your heads.
Yeah, I think Braden's gonna kind of look to the others and probably look to Noah specifically, maybe give him like a bit of a smile of reassurance, and probably just kind of say, I know it's been a while, but just gotta listen to it. And he'll, yeah, I think Braden will go towards like take a few steps forward, and he'll kind of like go to one of the pews and yeah, take a sleep/kneel down depending on how it's set up.
I was expecting someone to just sit on the pew like a throne.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, it might be a little bit too on the nose.
Well, it's like a bench. So, you do sit in the bench and you feel this sense of calm and almost like you can hear voices slightly out of the way.
Mhm.
Are you throwing a ball to a dog or something?
I'm throwing a ball to a cat. He's just like, he
Okay.
keeps bringing it to me. Sorry, he's very distracted. He keeps like putting it on my foot and pawing me. wants me to throw
Oh,
it for
that's
him.
so cute.
Oh
My
What?
cat plays fetch.
That's
You have a cat that
amazing.
plays
I'll take a video and put it in general, just so like
Oh my
I
god,
know I'm like
please.
looking down constantly. I'm sorry, I'm like trying to do it, but he's like
Yeah,
literally
I'm
like
like,
mauling
I'm
my
like, are you
foot.
playing with a fucking dog right now? What's going on? Soulforge is over here being jealous.
I'm filming the video right now. You'll see the
Yes.
dude and what he's doing.
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
He's
10 out of
literally
10
been doing
content.
this for about 2 hours as a heads up. So that's why I've been looking off to the side for a good chunk of the session.
Cat's just having the
I
time of
s-
his life. Is it like a yarn ball? Is that why?
Oh, it's just fucking this shit's raggly as all fuck. It's like he
Oh gosh.
walls it. We buy a pack of 4 cat toys, and there's 3 on my floor. This is a new one, but he only ever goes for the old raggedy ones. He doesn't use the new ones, so we gotta like waterlog the new ones to make them look a bit gross. Sorry, didn't mean to distract. I'll upload the video right now in general. But yeah.
It's already been distracting, to be fair.
I
10
can
out
tell
of
you've been
10.
noticing. It's
Also, I
uploading now in
love
general.
the tournament arc question mark. Apparently
The
that's like apparently that's a big hit. People want the tournament arc.
the
Dude,
what? Sorry, the
every show's got to have a tournament arc. Come on, man. Every good deserving show has a tournament
Yeah.
arc.
Some people
Yeah,
really
you
like
can
combat, some people don't, you know.
you can see him go if you want. Just in general.
Gotcha.
He's been
Hell
doing
yeah.
this for about 2.5 hours now. He like puts it and then he flicks it towards me. If I don't grab it within like a minute, he starts like putting it on my foot. It's right here. I'm filming the video right now. You'll see
That
the
is
dude and
so
what he's doing.
cute. What?
Yeah, my cat's broken. He's
I don't
literally
know,
been
man.
doing
He's
this
a dog or
for
something.
about 2 hours as a heads up. So that's why I've been looking off to the side for a good chunk of the session. Yeah. Yeah, so Braden's gonna go ahead and take a seat / kneel at the pew, depending on how
Alright.
it's set up.
You gain inspiration for your cat.
Good job, bud. Fist bump.
A giant cat paw appears from the sky. Alright.
I'll toss the toy on my desk, and you'll see it jump up. No, I'm not gonna go for it. He's being shy. Normally, he vaults himself up, and he'll sit down there, drop it on the floor, wait for me to throw it. I'll pick it up. I'll throw it. He goes to get it.
Amazing.
He's walking back. He's just like maybe like right here.
10 out of 10. Alright.
Yeah, it's
So-
just relentless. Sorry.
Yeah, all good. All good. It's really good. Alright,
I am
so,
okay with the distraction.
right.
I am too.
So, you sit there and you can hear voices at the edge of your hearing. What do you do?
So you said we hear voices at the edge of our hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Are they like? Could we make out words?
Maybe if you concentrate.
Is this just him or all of us?
Oh, I assumed he was the one sitting first.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
it's
think
just
that's
him.
for now. Yeah.
Yeah, Braden will just kind of like close his eyes, take a deep breath and exhale, and yeah, he'll try to concentrate.
Gotcha. Give me 1 second. Holy shit, I'm lagging. Bless us throughout the night. Keep us safe until the morning light.
So that's what Braden hears.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not really knowing what to do. He's just gonna kind of keep concentrating, I guess. I just yeah, feel it out.
You see what appears to be 5 cloaked figures overlooking a hill, with a treacherous path beneath them, darkness surrounding. That was my
Okay.
sneeze.
Oh, good.
I
It's
was
happened
getting
like
so
twice
ready.
now, dude. It's
I was
annoying.
getting
I
so
like
ready to say it too.
He was like, Noah's sitting there like, okay, I'm ready for the blessing.
Frame one.
I'm ready
Frame
for it.
one
Waiting
got
for
you.
it. Alright, what do you do, Braden?
I mean, I'm not really sure like what I can do. So I mean, like I think Braden's obviously closing his eyes and just kind of overlooking this situation. I yeah, like I think Braden's maybe just gonna try and speak. Maybe he might just try and say, like press on, hold your chin up high, keep marching, something along those lines.
Okay.
No idea if it carries through or anything, but I think it's probably what Braden will try.
Roll me performance or intimidation,
Uh,
depending on how you want to do it. Your choice there matters. Fair warning.
I think Braden would do performance. However, I think following the day that's happened, I think I'm going to do intimidation, as I think probably like I'd imagine Tempest to be relatively short. So that's probably what I'm going to go with.
He is an
23.
angry god.
23.
A
Damn.
booming voice echoes through, and you hear one say, "We have displeased him." And you
Well, then you
feel
better
a burning inside your body. It's familiar.
familiar in what sense?
It's just like you felt before.
Like before when we were last. Okay.
Manipulating the world.
Okay. I got something that I would like to do to manipulate this. I don't know if this might be taking like a little bit of like I don't want to take reins away, but I think feeling that I think when they say, we've angered him or we've displeased him or something, I think Braden's going to draw in a deep breath and like in person in the church, he's going to reach a hand down to his pouch and pull something up and hold it to his lips, and it's a small little bird statue, and Braden's just going to kind of say, then march on and please me, and I want to like in my mind, like the bird is like some kind of like angel, like a guiding thing that goes to them. That's kind of in my mind how I like what I
Okay.
would want to do. Feel free to shoot me down though. I got no idea how it works. So yeah.
Let me triple check the rule.
Yeah, I think Braden will say, then follow through and please me. He'll say,
Okay.
step under each say like step under each beating wing, move under the watchful eye of those above, strike with talons when needed, and just try to put the little bird in this thing.
The bird disappears, and inside the vision, you can see it soaring above them in its true massive splendor. A rock the size to hunt a dragon, and above the hill it crests, and beneath it you see hundreds of people in black cloaks marching to a purpose.
Okay.
And the vision
Yeah.
fades.
Brandon will kind of open his eyes, drawing a breath, kind of coming back a little bit to reality, and he'll kind of like put the statue like down, like not holding it to his person, just like out of sight, and he'll kind of just slowly rise to his feet, look to the others, just like last time, just like before, and he'll just kind of gesture to the pew for someone else, taking a step back.
Noah will take his step on the pews.
By
Sit
the
down.
way, Donson and Braden, you have gained 3 miracle points. Noah.
Yeah, Noah will take his turn. He will sit down on the pews and focus. If he hears voices, he'd also like to hear what they're saying.
Guide us in all we do. Help us see the path anew. Grant us peace both near and far, and your presence where we are.
You, trying a different approach this time, Red? Do I see anything?
Um, let's see. You see an old woman in a priest's robe in a dilapidated church with children all around. It is an orphanage.
Well, I'm assuming they could need something. Want something?
They have an empty coffers bin and an empty plate of food.
Just so you know, Red, still no God. But I'll reach in and I'll give them all my money. And I will reach into, but give you something that God gave me. And I'll reach into the bag that one God gave me to help those in need. And I'll pull out whatever it gives me in order to help these people.
A bowl of endless soup.
Best I can do for now.
It appears in a white mist, as if placed there by a miracle. And then you hear voices come into the air as you look up and they say, I can't believe he's real. And the vision fades.
And for gold, that is 322 gold that they got.
Okay.
I'm a broke boy.
That fits your character too, because you didn't just you didn't just like, manifest it. You gave it because to you,
Yeah,
you're not a god.
exactly.
Okay. You have gained 4 miracle points
Okay, cool.
to D4. Dice rolled good.
Hey, yeah.
All right. Zerwa.
Kind of turn to Brayden for a sec and say, he said it's just like before. Like, I don't think I like this divinity stuff, but she'll go and she'll
I
sit
think
down.
Braden, as you take a step forward, Braden would say, I mean, you might not like it, but that doesn't really matter, right? The people out there asking for things, they like it.
Give them what you can. You're a person. You can help others.
Yeah. Guess you're right.
All right. You might not like this. You sit down and you hear voices. You hear a
Okay.
specific voice of a young woman almost familiar. And you hear her say, I'm not really young. She says, I want her to be safe. I want her to be happy. I want her to be well. And it's Kalita praying
Yeah.
for you to be okay.
Bitch. Can I see her? Just here.
And her voice is incredibly weak. She can't really speak, but she's signing the prayer, and you understand it. And there's tears coming down her, and she just thinks of her knuckle bones, and she hopes it brings you luck and helps determine the fate of others. She knows you lost your family, but all she wishes is that you find a new one that matters to you.
This could be really good or really bad. The bones that have. You told me the next time that they were rolled, it would actually like
Hmm.
determine somebody's fate.
Oh boy.
I believe you.
I will read them for her. That's what I'll do. So, do you want me to just do it?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So it's 44
I will let
in
you re-roll
order.
one of the dice if you
Left
don't
to
like the result.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay.
Only one though.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Should I do it in Discord or
Yeah.
can I just do it on D&D Beyond? Okay.
Well, whichever one you prefer. Discord's fine. You can also do it. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna re-roll the 4.
Oh, because 4 is bad?
4 is bad, so it's in order of good to bad 1, 3, 2, 4.
Okay.
So the 4 is now at 1. All right. Do you want me to send you the? It's in my character doc with the.
Yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead and just explain it.
Okay, so I made some shit up. The way that it works is it's supposed to be. It's based on like a real life divination game from Mongolia, and it's like the combination of the results of the dice are supposed to tell your luck, just very basic, like is it good or bad luck. And then I added something to do with the order. So the first one is like your immediate right now. So I rolled a 2 for the first one, which means that right now kind of sucks, but it could be worse. And then the second one is the outlook of the now. So things are going to go from bad to maybe better. And then the long-term future is the second 2, where so for the third one I rolled a 2, which is not good. So things will still be shit in the future, but then the last one is the one, so the very long-term outlook is like the happy ending. It's the best one. So yeah, 2 3 2 1 is like 2 things improving.
Okay.
So you can interpret that how you will, but that's
So she suddenly feels that things are not so good, and they won't be good for a while. But in the end, everything will work out just fine.
like there's hope to it overall.
And so it was that hope was added to the fate of mankind.
Ooh.
Okay.
Shit.
Mark it. +1 hope.
One
Cool.
hope. All right. Cool.
Hope is probably one of your most important resources.
Big
I'll have to
Campbell,
like
good job.
put a dedicated bit in my notes for the resource thing, but I will. Okay.
I rolled a 4. You got 4 miracle points.
Yay.
Meanwhile,
Does
the
that
go ahead.
I was gonna say, does that make it so that the dice are back to mundane, meaningless? Cool.
Now you get to use them without fucking up people's fate potentially.
I thought for a little while, like, who do I just try to scam?
Knowing
Do this to a random
Zerua, if
person.
she could get money out of Fizzlebang, she would have done it too.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And she
Anyway,
would have hoped for a
carry
fucking
on.
1 on that last one. All ones, baby. Oops, all ones.
Indeed.
All right. So back to Donson. The priest starts going, "What the fuck is going on?" And the head priest comes up to you. He looks almost angry, and then he takes off a golden emblem of the turtle and hands it to you, Donson.
He'll take it, I suppose.
Good. You've accepted the position.
Accepted what?
The head priest.
I see. What is required of this head priest?
Oh, it's pretty easy. Only every service, every other day. About 4 hours. No pay.
He'll walk over to Jensen and he'll put the necklace on him.
Jensen looks fucking horrified.
Congratulations, you've
What-
accepted the position.
He leans in close and he says, "What have you done to me? I used to have weekends."
He'll lean in, and Donson will say, "I have places I need.
You have what?
I have places I need to go."
Oh, the places you will go.
Exactly.
And so they all like, they all start listening to him and he starts giving decrees. And he wants to roll the severity of that decision. And do you want it to be good or do you want it to be high or low? Noah, you have been volunteered.
I have been volunteered. What am I rolling?
A D100, and then before you roll it, declare good or bad is high or low.
Well, Donson's low. Me and Braden are high. Go high.
All right, roll in a Discord.
86. Oh, I rolled on D&D Beyond because
Okay, that's fine.
Sure.
Okay, he
86.
rolls. He rolls an 86, so you hear him making mostly positive changes. There's going to be some additional support for the poor. Going to be giving them work, going to be support themselves. Some additional services. They're going to start taxing the tributes. So that way they can pay for all sorts of things. Much of which of these changes are not looked upon very favorably by the clergy, but they don't have much of a choice. Yay, positive changes. +1 fame.
Great.
All right.
Might just quickly check to see if Jevon's here while we're at the pew still.
Yep, I think so.
I hope he's all right.
Oh, he
Nope.
died.
Did you just
I hope he's
disconnect?
okay as
I
well.
did not.
Oh,
Interesting. Yeah,
interesting.
someone must have come up.
Okay. Let's see. I'm so tired. All right. Okay.
Well, I think if we're finished by the pew, if everyone's
Mhm.
had their turn kneeling or sitting or whatever, I think Brayden might look towards the others and just kind of like raise a bit of an eyebrow, like just not saying anything, but just trying to get a bit of a read if everyone's, I guess, had their chance and done their deed. And then he might take a few steps back out towards the entrance where they came in from, not wanting to kind of stay in the place, kind of with it being not theirs. I think he might want to kind of eject himself out. Maybe give a look over to Donson and just kind of give like a bit of a knowing kind of nod, letting him know.
Um, I think I'd just follow and be ready to be out of this place. As she's on her way out, like as we exit the building, I think she'll turn to Brayden and say, "So that's 2 of the temples down. If that helps you at all."
Not exactly what I was kind of asking about seeing them. I was kind of excited hearing about a giant turtle, but I guess you'll have to suffice for now.
Yeah, you can still see him.
You
How
can
did-
see, as you guys leave, because it's on the docks, right? The churches. You can kind of see 2 huge glowing yellow lights on the water, almost like eyes watching you.
Hmm. Methinks the local god doesn't like other gods coming onto his territory, except for the one that he likes.
Well, he can paddle his little way over here and tell us that himself.
Oh,
I
no.
think Brayden. No, I think Brayden's gonna kind of just probably like look out
My
towards it for a
face, I
moment.
just saw my face in the camera, and it just looked like death.
I I think Brayden's gonna kind of he's gonna kind of like sit out there and maybe like look out a little bit. Like probably not really sure if it is lights or like eyes, and he's probably just gonna pretend it's just lights, and he'll probably look over to the others. I assume everyone else kind of made their way out as well. Not sure if Domzo was able to make his way out immediately or not, but he'll just kind of say, how did everyone's intervention go?
By the way, you guys have also received 5 followers and 1 influence.
Interesting.
And the term followers isn't literally followers, it is a representation of followers. Keep that in mind, so. So Braden
That's good to know.
Yeah, so Braden's asked something along the lines of, so how did everyone's intervention go?
We're just
Well, I'm
supposed
still
to
waiting
be.
for Red to show his face, but okay.
I feel like I missed something with that in the last sessions. That does not sound familiar to me.
Yeah, red doesn't sound familiar to me either. I was gonna.
Ooh, maybe that's a one-on-one?
I
No.
think I'm not gonna be real with you, dude. I'm not 100% sure. I think what he's talking about is like the voice asking him if he would be God. I think that's what he's referring to, right?
Well, if I remember correctly from what you told me, is that voice and redemption would show up every single night.
No, not redemption.
Not redemption.
No,
Okay,
redemption
I
was
guess
just the one time.
Oh,
okay. I guess I
got it.
misunderstood then.
Check
Okay,
so.
I thought redemption showed up every single time.
Gotcha. No, it's just the one time.
Okay,
I understand now. Carry
You
on.
know, where
Yeah.
when he asked you to smother the universe in its sleep.
okay. Yeah, I just misunderstood then.
All good.
Yeah, he'll kind of look towards and just kind of give a nod. He says, I don't know. It sounds kind of reckless to say, but it feels good doing something.
I think I like playing God.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I don't think I'm a big fan either, but helping people is helping people.
I think Braden kind of nods a little bit. He says, well, I guess you don't play it, right? I think that might be where things have gone wrong in the past when they play games. I'm not up there to play any fucking games.
She's alive.
Who
The one I told you about.
who kind of look towards like the bone necklace, kind of like gesturing towards it a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know where she is?
No,
Oh,
I don't think so.
that's got to count for something, right? Or you're not alone out here as you thought.
I guess not.
Zerwa,
Feel
you
like
suddenly feel a pain in your stomach, but it's not from being stabbed or anything like that. It's from hunger. But you get the sensation that it's not from you.
okay, based on the things that I have decided that she understands of what we talked about, would she assume that this is Soul Forger needing food fucking again?
She might assume that. Roll me perception,
Okay.
everyone.
Oh, okay.
14.
Huge 10.
19.
Also 14.
Got a
Donson,
fat 19.
ironically say fat. In the distance, behind a barrel, you can see what appears to be a small child with a bald head, invisible bones, hiding behind a barrel looking at you.
Invisible bones.
Visible bones.
And visible,
Vis-
probably.
I was like,
okay.
I don't know. Invisible bones,
Invisible
that's kind of
bones.
crazy. You guys might not know this, but I too have invisible bones.
Same, you definitely cannot see them at all. They
I
might as
do
well
not
be
dare you to try and find out. I guess since Donson is the one that sees this, he is gonna. He does not have his pack on him. Who has a pack on them?
Good question.
I
Oh,
do.
he has is his staff.
I should have some food, so I'll walk over to the.
As long as somebody in the group has like a pack on them, Donson will like tap their
By-
shoulder
by the
and
way,
point to the kid.
Yeah.
Behind you, you hear a ruckus and a huge crash as Soul Forger runs from the church carrying a very long line of sausages in its mouth.
No.
Same, brother. Same.
If there's any good time for a food delivery.
Is this the new DoorDash?
Pup Dash.
Maybe he'll
I'm
share.
extremely tempted to just cast invisibility and make it not my problem.
Holds a peace sign, turns invisible.
Bye. No, she's not gonna do that. Go on.
I found food, mistress.
Yeah, I can see that. You need to stop taking food from other people. Other people need to eat, buddy, you know that.
I'm other people.
Yeah, but if you take everybody's food, you're gonna leave them hungry.
Oh. He looks down at the sausages. Does that mean I have to give them back?
I think it's a little late for that.
Oh, okay, good. He starts eating the sausages.
Just don't do it again.
Oh, that's less fun.
You mind saving a few of those for our friend over there?
He looks up, like 5 sausages left. Huh? Oh. He
Just
kind of
2?
like holds up the sausages.
You can have more than half. Probably only need a couple.
He's eaten 15.
All right. Thank you. And I'll walk over to the kid that Donson pointed out, holding out the least slobbery sausages first. If he wants the slobbery ones too, he's free to have them.
The kid is shying behind the barrel. He's very scared.
Hey, it's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you. Just here's some food. Thought you might want this.
He takes the sausages.
You you okay? What are you doing out here?
He looks up. He looks up at you, and kind of tilts his head. He's gonna say, "You sound familiar."
I'm gonna look back to everyone else in the group and just kind of mouth, but also vocally say, "Am I supposed to remember him?"
Do we recognize him?
As you turn your head to look back at the kid, he's gone. He's scampered off.
Oh,
Oh, there was your shot. Your
Do
one
you all-
opportunity.
do you see where he went?
Zero would know there's a lot of like kind of unofficial alleyways that basically are happening between the top of buildings, in between pipes, underground, things like that, like small crawl spaces that children can easily get into. He could have gone anywhere.
I don't think we're finding him.
Well, I hope he's able to find some more food on his own.
You will hear this as he leaves, Noah. Thank you. The orphanage will eat tonight.
They'll kind of look around a little confused. You're welcome. And then he'll get back up and rejoin the group. Well, I think he'll be fine. Where were we headed again?
I think maybe anywhere but here.
I'm down for that. Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of give a nod. Has Donson come out?
Johnson was the one that pointed out the
Okay.
kid.
Yeah.
So he's
Gotcha.
out.
So is it? Yeah, gotcha.
And Donson
Yes.
definitely saw Soulforger leaving the larder with a very, very long string of sausages.
And you
It's
didn't
not
stop
his problem.
That
Listen,
is
this
not
is
my
what the
job.
taxes are for. They got it.
Not to mention, he also stuffed a few wheels of cheese on the shadows.
Huh. Still not worried.
It's expensive cheese.
Not my job.
You hear a priest yell, "Sacre bleu, my cheese!"
So there's canonically French people here, is what I'm hearing.
Aren't the French orcs? So is that like a half orc?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
There's an
It is a
half
half
orc
orc.
in an apron.
Amazing.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
go.
well, maybe I
Perfect.
feel a little bit bad.
The dog! It ate on my cheese! Okay, now it's Italian. No. I'm not French. Don't judge me. I can't do accents, okay? I can do a normal voice, I can do a slightly husky voice, I can do my weird fizzlebank voice, you know. That's it. All the NPCs will sound like all the NPCs.
So back, I guess.
Yeah, I think back sounds pretty good. I think when we get back, it might be worth having a bit of a chat about where exactly we want to go from here. I don't really think we should be looking at staying much longer at the Guildhall.
By the way, Donson can definitely share in character or out of character, because he would understand what his mark does, and he can share it out of character or in character as he desires.
I will not.
Okay.
Okay.
He has his burdens to carry, as do the other three, so he will not worry them about it.
Fair enough.
Alright, back to the tavern. Or the Adventurers Guild.
Yeah.
You guys enter. And you see the notice for the nightly poker game
Right.
in 5 hours. aka just in world, just time enough for you guys to finish your conversation that a poker game will start, i.e. next session.
Noah will go up to the flyer for it, and he'll look to the others. Guys, this looks like a great way to make some money.
So you don't remember that we were planning to do that then?
Uh, I guess not.
Sorry. That's not, I'm not trying to make you feel.
No, it's fine. Sorry, but we are doing this, right?
Be a nice distraction.
I was kind of against it originally, but I think maybe just a little bit of fun and games might actually be a pretty good thing right now.
Johnson?
I do not gamble, but I'm fine to watch.
Zerwa, when
Yeah.
a pocket in your bag starts buzzing,
Okay. She'll reach into it, I guess.
there is a
Feels like a bad
weird
idea.
rectangular flat stone.
Okay.
You just get a text.
Yeah. Sure did.
You get the sensation of crying in your head.
Sourceless or
You hear a voice say, you don't quite recognize it. You hear a young woman say, "Is Brayden there?"
uh how do yes, but what?
And you hear the young woman whimper, and she says, "I need help."
Is this clearly coming from the phone?
hmm
It's a pager.
I'll hand it over. Is it
Can't just put it.
recognizably Belinda?
It sounds like a young
Or
woman. It's familiar, but you don't recognize it.
okay, never mind.
He'll do the thing where he like holds it like flat in his palm like this. It's like
You're on speaker.
yeah, hey,
Hello?
hello. Yeah, he'll just kind of raise an eyebrow, and he'll kind of just like put a hand out, palm up, and kind of just hold on his palm, and we'll just kind of say like ideally like loud enough or in a way that everyone can hear it, and we'll just kind of say, hey, Belinda. Brayden did see her holding it before, a couple days ago, whenever it last was.
And you hear her just crying, and she says, "Can you come pick me up?"
Uh,
Well,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Where are you? How can I find you?
The place, I, I'm home, but it's no longer safe.
Uh,
Something happened.
we'll be right there. And Brayden's gonna kind of look to the others.
fuck?
And did
And
everyone hear that?
you hear a crashing noise, and you hear her scream. They're outside the door. They're trying to get in.
Yeah. Okay. I think Brayden's gonna kind of look over to everyone and kind of just like look around and try to take off back upstairs to the room where they had the door drawn in. Probably the first place where Brayden would go.
If he takes off running, I'll follow.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, let's go. We're off to the
Okay.
races.
Everything good?
The door opens, and smoke billows from it.
Oh, great.
Going
Does
anyway.
it? Yeah. Does it look like fire smoke? Like, is there
It's
heat
fire.
from it? Yeah, I think Brayden's gonna kind of like it's just fucking fire. He'll kind of like without thinking about Donson or realizing the implications to it. I think he'll just kind of grab some of the cloak from behind him and kind of just like tie it over his or like just hold it over his face and just kind of lower his head and go in.
Okay. As you guys enter, you see what appears to be a massive series of destruction. There are dozens of dead bodies of men in black and red robes wielding scimitars. The emblem of a red dragon in flight. And you see Uriel stabbing a man in the chest. and he looks very ragged. And you look surprised to see you.
Moving over towards him as quickly as we can. You know, Braden's just gonna kind of like from behind the cloth of materials, just gonna say, "Where's Belinda?"
I told her to run. There's too many.
Where?
He points down the hallway. She's in her room.
Head that way. That's what Braden's doing, at least. I'm sure what,
Okay.
what the others might be doing.
All right. So this is the part where you guys would roll initiative, but we got 50 minutes.
That's enough time for combat.
We can just call it here. It's just for the sake of 15
Yeah, if
minutes.
you want to.
Yeah.
That's an okay spot.
Starting with the combat doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you would
It'd
turn
be
the
better
corner,
to start rather than. So,
as
yeah.
you would turn the corner, you would see about 6 archers with bows drawn, ready to let loose.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Important question before we stop. The man that you're stabbing, is this one of the like robed figures that's dead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he's using a very badass looking sword to do it.
Okay.
He would look like the drawing that I posted earlier. I think it's in media.
Yeah.
Where is it at? Here it is. Just gonna repost the message link in general. Because he would have his armor on.
Yeah, I found it.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Perfect. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm cool to call it there.
Same.
All right.
Good stopping point.
Okay. So, let's go down the list. Braden, favorite part.
I liked I think there's a couple. So obviously the one at the ending I particularly enjoyed. I think there's a couple parts that I really enjoyed. I think the ones I couldn't really pick one, but the ones that I enjoyed was starting at the beginning of the session, the aftermath of the elemental, and just like that kind of interaction I thought was very interesting, and it's good to see and get a bit of a feel for something that Danson's probably had or always had in his back pocket for a while. Thought it was kind of nice to see something like that with character relation coming into fruition into the game. I enjoyed the interactions with, you know, the group specifically around the church and around the interventions that people did and what kind of actions they did within it. I like that it feels like all the interactions that were done feel very like they're not universally a deity just stepping in and doing something. It very much feels like it's our characters doing something about a situation. Like it's not just some like blanket wave of my hand and everything's done. It's everyone went about it a very different way that felt very personal. And then obviously I very much like the ending, and I'm very confused about it because I assume the cloak people were the people that were in the tower as well. Is kind of my assumption with the symbol that you described. So I'm definitely curious to see what to go with that all is. But yeah, I think those are kind of those points are probably my highlight. If I had to put them in an order, I think my highest highlight would be generally the ending. I think it's interesting to see that, and it feels like things are escalating more from like a story perspective, which I think is really good. Yeah, I think if that's kind of that rambling makes any kind of coherent sense. And then obviously the opposite, the to see more of / the drawback, I think was Jevon. So just curious about what might have happened there. If maybe he just had to abruptly go, maybe, or obviously, yeah, one's gonna get some clarity around that. But yeah,
Yep, he is dropping, by the way.
That's a shame.
yeah.
Did you give a reason why?
I mean, I can share it with you if you want. I'd prefer to do it out of the recording though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we
all
can do
good.
it later.
All right.
Okay. All right. Danson.
Probably the whole church thing was pretty interesting. The aftermath of the management showing up, I feel could have been fleshed out a little bit more because it just kind of felt like, Braden doing a couple of things and then me rolling a bunch of wisdom saving throws. So it didn't feel like as important as it could have been.
Oh, I was fully expecting to get absolutely fucked up, but yeah.
Basically, the way I had it like kind of planned was it was kind of like a ticking thing of you guys using events to not really a traditional combat because A, I hate combat traditionally. Sorry. And B,
Just have me run it.
combat takes up so much fucking
We'll
time.
fucking do it.
Well, I can't give you the stat block. It'd be spoilers.
Oh well.
But what I was gonna have him do is basically, as you guys are, it's like a ticking time bomb. You guys do an event that allows him to make a wisdom save. Enough successes, he takes over. And every time that fails, he kills a person, usually an NPC or something like that, and everything like that. So that was the thought process about that. I mean, like I understand, like he's definitely a big bad evil guy and all this shit. So he's definitely going to be a guy you'll want to fight at some point. Just not quite yet.
I'll give him my bit.
I am listening. I'm just gonna grab some water. 1 sec.
Yep. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Okay. Favorite parts? Again, I think like with Braden and everything, the church kind of, what the scenario everybody got and their own personal choices to affect that. Obviously, I missed the very beginning of the session, first hour or so I didn't seem like some of you guys liked certain aspects about that I got or I missed out on. But yeah, mostly that church interaction, and also having having to come in an hour into the session and just figure out what's going on, while also kind of it making sense for Noah to not really know exactly what's going on, was an interesting thing to roleplay.
Yeah, I mean, plus there are definitely some new challenges. Maybe in a positive way of like Noah really barely remembering what's going on because it was like such a small portion of time compared to what happened.
Yes, that is 2 weeks out of the, if you don't mind me spoiling it, how long
Go ahead.
technically it's. Yeah. Of his 20 years he currently is alive, that was 2 weeks, and then it was 30 years uh just of the same day being repeated. So in grand scheme of things, even his normal life was not even half of everything he's technically been through at this point. So forgetting a few things over a 2 week span, and that is feel like pretty reasonable. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
I am back. I heard all that though,
Welcome
Cool.
back.
and yeah, that definitely does make a ton of sense.
All right, Zara.
I would say kind of similarly the actions that we each take to change things is always interesting to me because it's like it's so broad that it's a really cool I don't want to say like I don't know, showcase of player creativity. I think it's neat to have
Mm-hmm.
a chance to like do whatever we think our character would do, whatever makes sense and is maybe not necessarily just like a cut and dry action. I don't know. I think it's neat. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's my favorite part, pretty much. In the same boat.
I am also interested in seeing like the implications of Noah not remembering things. It's gonna be a
Hmm.
sad. It's sad.
It is, yeah, it is.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful day.
Bye bye.